the coach. His name was Dustin Felder, because remember, it was an acting class I had never done. So he was like, stand-up comedy is your into the industry.
Of all the teachers, I said the one guy that really made an impact that was palpable and tangible and gave me a different outlook was Bill Hall.
My dad, he's been in law enforcement for over 20 years. He taught like the 4 rules of gun safety.
It was always the Mets, but like right out of the gate, it was Carter and Keith Hernandez. Those were the guys.
You know, I just want to say thank you. I've been watching since I was a kid. Like I watched the Chappelle Show, and we would recite that shit all the time.
It surprised me how much I enjoyed. I coached my daughter's softball team this year. It was one of the best times of my life.
I dedicated this to Angela because I would not have done any of the stuff that I've been doing had it not been for her.
What's up? Welcome to the People We Love podcast. This is episode number 168, and I am Adam Choit. For more, check out peoplewelovepodcast.com. That'll get you to a link tree for everything related to this show. Please like, subscribe, share. All that stuff is definitely appreciated. Doing the live streams now Monday night, every Monday night, 11 p.m. Eastern time. The coveted 11 p.m. Monday night Eastern time is all me at Adam Choit, Instagram and Twitter. I'm on Rumble. Subscribe there too. We'll do casual chats about life, what's inspiring us lately, who's inspiring us lately, talk some current events, random stuff, stories. This has been fun. We got a couple of returning guests here, Forrest Mommy and Alice always. Let's bring them in. Why wait? There they are. We're here. Hello.
Hi.
I see everybody.
Hi. Can you hear
Alice,
us? Can you hear me?
Alice?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh shit. We're here. We're working. What's up? We got this Stoner in the chat saying hi to Tony, who's also here. There goes the neighborhood Tony. Good to see y'all. What's cooking? I feel like I feel like this has been such like an evolution, so to speak, for me, just not trying to, but figuring out what these streams should be as I go. And it's like, I keep thinking about rebranding. It should be people who inspire us. Maybe it should be people who inspire me. Maybe I should sometimes do like kind of what Courtney's been doing and not kill myself to find a guest every week. I could rant about random things on my own and shit. And I figured out how to switch from Google Firefox to Chrome so that you don't have as many bugs trying to share screen and all that shit. So it's like, I don't know. I'm brainstorming already, almost like I'm recruiting your guys' help because you guys are so inspiring.
We're always brainstorming.
Yeah. I was thinking of how do you like to be now that I've already introduced you just by saying your names? Alice always. I always think it's always Alice, but it's Alice always. How do you like to be introduced? What is your slash line? Because Forrest Mommy has always has a great Twitter bio. Yours is just your Cash App, which is maybe even better than Forrest Mommy.
Are you serious? Oh yeah, I did put that in there like a while.
That's smart. That's what I should be doing.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't like to try and explain. And I'm spent like, I don't know.
You're like a mama bear. You're like you're a family woman. You're a mama bear. I don't know,
Yeah.
You're a Twitter influencer.
I am officially the matriarch of my family, which is fucked up.
What? Fucked up? Your family
to be the matriarch?
No, she's saying her family is fucked up. No, I don't know. So what are you saying?
Yeah, like it's just when my mom died, like we still had Adam's mom, and my sister was like very controlling. So whatever. And then I stopped talking to her as well. She was really controlling. So the only like other like woman in our close like family was Adam's mom, so she was like the matriarch, but then she died, and now like I'm supposed to be the responsible one. I don't think that's a good idea at all.
No, it's a good idea. You have No, you'll be good at it. You'll be a great matriarch. Forest mommy, doesn't she have matriarchy vibes?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's the right person to be the matriarch because she's so cool and like chill and self-reflective. So
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
and stoic. You're very stoic. You're like super stoic.
That's got me called cold-hearted over the years.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know if I don't know you well, but I was gonna say you don't strike me as necessarily stoic, but you're able to deal with you deal with stress and
She's been through some shit. She's been through some shit.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've done and you just learn to get better at it. Like I was thinking about it, I was like, if Adam's mom would have died 10 years ago, I would not handle that situation as well as I did this time. But I had been through it before, and yeah, I was able, but I think sometimes, and yeah, people will call me cold-hearted, and it's like I'm not. I feel like I mean I have emotions, I care, I don't live in them. And when somebody dies, when you're the one making the arrangements, you don't have the privilege of grieving right away because you have to make these plans and do all this stuff. You kind of really can't let your mind go there. Adam and I were just talking about this. I told him that his one cousin, I said, I think she just thinks, that you don't care as much as you do actually care because you don't show your emotions the way she does. Like she was at Adam's mom's funeral, like just like a total fucking wreck, just a complete fucking mess. I'm like, bitch, you weren't even good to her. You didn't even like her. The last time you talked to her, I was ready to fucking drive in the car, which if you don't know, I don't even drive. I was ready to get in the car and go beat your fucking ass. And now you're going to stand here and tell me how much you loved her and like,
she's performing is what you're saying.
She's just I don't like to say she's an emotional person because I don't think I'm not an emotional person. I just don't think I show
outwardly
things.
Yeah, you're not as outwardly per se, but doesn't mean you don't feel like. I always think of like these sports analogies where they're like, oh, this, or like if a player's not getting mad on the field or court that they're not showing emotions, it doesn't mean they care. Like it's because everybody's different. Everybody grieves differently and expresses themselves differently. I guess compartmentalizing is what you're describing, like when you're
coping.
But when you were just describing having to make like funeral arrangements, you don't have the time or to grieve in maybe the way that you would like to. So you're forced to compartmentalize. I guess that's a part of like growing up, maturity, dealing with reality. I've been to a few funerals, not too many. I'm glad over my life, but a handful. But I haven't really had to make like the arrangements or anything like that. So I'm grateful for that.
You had to sit and shit. You were sitting Shiva, isn't that what it's called?
Essentially, I haven't really done that formally, but yeah, that's like when the Jewish people, after someone dies, you kind of just chill at the house for, I guess, a week or whatever the period of time is, and people come and they bring you food, and
it's hard for other people sometimes because they want to like grieve or whatever, but the Jewish family is like, we have to do it our way. We got to do this like ceremony for it's just interesting.
You got to come over and bring food. If you come over and bring food, I think they let you in. Maybe I think
that's the Italian way too.
Yeah, it's all about food, and no, it's good for people to get together. I guess what bothers me a little bit, maybe it's partly my fault, but in the funerals that I've gone to over the years, it does really become a cliche in a way where there's always someone that says afterwards, oh, we should get together again soon, and then that kind of thing never happens because the funerals tend to be reunions of kind, and then it was like, oh, why? Let's not wait this long for blah 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 blah. And it's always the other person that doesn't respond to the last message that I sent. Let the record show to the group or to whoever might be spearheading future meetups. I'll meet up with people who are my dead friends. What's that?
I don't do funerals. Like if I want to see you, I'll see you.
Yeah.
Like I know that's not. I see the cousins that I want to see. I see the cousins that I'm close to. Yeah, I have like not interested.
I think saying that sometimes too, when you just say it to people, it's kind of like there's a mutual understanding that you're not gonna ever see. You're not gonna
Yeah,
like meet up,
on a
you
date
know?
or something like that, where you're probably not gonna see. There's a Friends episode where Chandler's kept like reflexively saying at the end of his dates, so I'll have to call you, or I'll see you again sometime. Whatever the fuck wherever the line was, he kept like saying that over and over again. It's polite. It's polite to say we should all do this again sometime. It's what's that guy Ismo has like all these, or like this comedian, like there's all these phrases in our language and our culture that are not to be taken literally. Even when you ask someone on the street, sup, or question mark, or how
you doing?
Yeah, that's not real. It's fucking rhetorical. We have a lot of rhetorical questions or phrases that are not even meant to be responded to or answers. We're a weird culture, I think. Fucking confusing to outsiders. Anything inspiring you lately? Alice always willing. We'll get to Forest Mommy too. Who?
Yeah, I don't need to
I feel like
talk.
I'm asking
I'm
who's your
just here to
daddy and
be
what did
pretty.
you do? That's inspiring to everyone else. I feel like when I ask that question on this podcast now, it's like I'm asking who is your daddy and what does he do? Like that's like my one. That's me and Forest Mommy have joked around over the years and to certain like content creators that are maybe become maybe a little bit too prepared, too scripted, or too asking too many like pre-prepared questions and things like that. So that's like my who is your daddy and what does he do type question is who or what is inspiring you lately?
Inspire myself.
Yeah, no, that's good. You have to look within. No, you're joking, but I think I'm trying to do more.
Have not joking because I mean, and especially like what my family went through these past couple of months, I'm just like, and even before Adam's mom died, I was having a hard time around my dad's death anniversary, but it wasn't even so much my dad dying. It was more like how much life changed after he died. And I started like reflecting on myself and thinking about how far I've come and the person that I've become over the years, and like just being proud of myself.
That's great.
Yeah. And then like going through what I went through with Adam's mom and being able to like compose myself and hold it together. And I inspire I didn't kill anybody. That's inspiring because I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Low expectations. Just knows I was so bad. Like, I think I feel like Jess and my best friend Marina, and then my closest cousin Cindy probably got the most angry text from me. And they were just so random and out of nowhere. But it's like I had to get it out or I was going to freak out. And I couldn't freak out, So I would just, and my poor cousin would be like, "How are you doing, honey?" And I was like, "I'm going to fucking kill this mother." I was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him."
Your husband's name is also Adam, by the way. But so
I didn't want to kill Adam. I wanted to kill Adam's mom's boyfriend, just so nobody's.
You're just talking about referring to random family things that have happened lately. Like, so you're inspiring to yourself with your own level of patience that you've. But that's good that you're able to step outside yourself and look sort of objectively. Like, Retard Finder, the Twitter account seems to be inspiring to
Courtney brought that up. Courtney brought that up.
Right. It's so simple. The beauty is sometimes in the most simple things. Like, but then I see people hating on Retard Finder, and some of those tweets get a lot of likes. Everyone it's just like a hater, just a hater parade. Just hop on whatever I don't know.
Yeah, haters.
Something what else?
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't have anything. What's that, Alice?
I was gonna say another. So my daughter inspires me. Like at my mother-in-law's funeral, she stood up with me and Adam and greeted every person that came in. She's 14. She's 14. I wouldn't have done that at 14.
No.
Like there's people she didn't even know who they were, or people that were like, "Oh my God, Scarlett, I haven't seen you in so long. You've grown up. I'm so sorry," and like hugging her, and like she didn't know like who most of these people were. And then she got up and she spoke at the end of it. And she was like, I didn't really know what to say. So I just wrote a letter to my grandma that I'm going to share with you. And she read it. And I'm like smiling from ear to ear, but crying at the same time because I'm like, what a fucking great kid you are. Like, who raised you?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, was that from that must come from you? I mean, I don't know your husband. Where does that come from? You or your husband somewhere else?
So when my mom and dad died, my husband and I were the only ones in the immediate family that got up and spoke. So I'm sure, yeah, she does get it from us, but it's just to see her at that age, doing that at 14 years old. She didn't talk at my mom's funeral. She was almost 5 when my mom died, but she like wrote a little thing that she had Adam read. And then at my dad's funeral, she was 8 years old and her little butt got up there and spoke at my dad's funeral. I was like, oh my God.
Man, I was thinking that like maybe because you're a live streamer and because we do these sort of conversations and talking a lot about a lot of different topics, maybe have podcasts that and these streaming shows that we're on made us, I mean, maybe incrementally a little bit more empathetic as people, but the public speaking aspect aside, but in terms of like, I don't know, just being more empathetic people and being sensitive to those types of situations and handling them well as sort of a public face or addressing a group of people. Do you think that like your being on Far's Mommy streams and popping on different streams has made you a better public speaker, I guess is my question? Or handle these situations better or more sensitive?
My mom and dad both died before I ever started streaming. But I do think it has helped me be more confident in social settings in front of people. Like, because now I'm like, I'm not that I was all like timid before, but I'm very like I was very much the type of person that
you weren't ever timid, okay, honey. Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna go kick your ass. I'm gonna go kick her ass. It's like every story. I love it.
But she picks and chooses her spots. Maybe I think I know what you mean. Even though public speaking, and Forrest Mommy's talked about this, public speaking is a whole different animal than being on a live stream, or it's harder in a lot of ways than being on a live stream or recording a podcast for sure. But I sometimes like feel like when I'm listening to a conversation in person with a group of people and maybe I'm not participating as much and I'm sitting back and listening, I'm like, oh, and especially if they're talking about something interesting, something political or something, I'm like, oh, this is like a little live show I'm watching right now. And then I'll say something to the person next to me, and they're not in the so we're in the chat. We're me and the other person who are listening to the video, we're in the chat, or I chime in once in a while. So I'm just like in the box on the thing. So it's like everything is like content. And I speak. I'm like an internet person IRL because I also speak in meme or I'm explaining memes. I'll explain a meme. I'll describe a meme and sometimes it's more fun for me to explain a meme than it is to pull it up. I don't always want to. It's more fun to describe something and talk about it and relive it than it is to be like, here's the meme. If I'm not with you, I'll send it to you. But if we're in person, you gotta let me explain it to you. I don't know.
I need to go grab a beer real quick.
Yeah. Crazy.
I could totally see that. I can see that with you, Adam.
Yeah, and I say it too. I break the fourth wall. I say, oh, I got you. This is like a little podcast right here that you guys are doing. Yeah,
what's funny is so the podcasting I love, but when I Zoom testimony to like the government stuff, it's different for me, and I get nervous even though I'm in my own house. If I'm Zooming it, like I'm sitting just in front of my shoe wall, whatever, and it still makes me nervous when it's that. But I know there's people there live, in person watching it and stuff.
Right.
So, but I can do this no problem. Like this is no problem.
Do you ever forget
just-
like where you? I mean, I guess this is something.
Yeah, I fuck up all the time. Usually because I've had a glass of wine or two.
Right,
Like-
right. There's like sometimes like not every live stream, not every video call, real-time video call is a casual podcast. Sometimes it's like a job interview or a FaceTime date or
or testimony of the government.
Yeah, you can't drop F-bombs and dress the same necessarily. Like there's different, it's different things, but all
I blur the stuff behind because you guys know it's my shoe wall at the other house, obviously. But I blur that when I do my government testimony because I don't want them to judge me.
No, like, I get it.
Who's this bitch talking about? Because I always defend the working class, and I don't want people to be like, well, what are you talking about, you stupid rich bitch with shoes behind you? And I'm like, no, but I love the working fucking class. Like, that's what I fight for.
Professionalism and optics are not the most important things, but I guess part of what I've come to realize more and more is that they do matter and can matter a lot sometimes, I guess, and how you present yourself.
Yeah.
You only have a first chance to make a first impression or whatever, et cetera, whatever. I don't know.
As long as I think I'm hot, all good.
Yeah, and the shoes don't.
Like, if you think I'm dumb, I don't care if you think I'm stupid or an idiot, as long as you think I'm hot.
No, I get that, and your backdrop is not going to affect your level of hotness, like in one way or another. So it's like might as well have the professional background going.
Yeah.
And people are weird about like people having things. They just assume that if you have nice things, you must be rich, you know? So it's very weird to me. And I noticed that more like as I got older and I ventured more out into the world, and I would tell people where I was from. And they're like, oh man, like, and they would think I was rich and my family was rich. And I'm like, no, anything but. Like, our house is like glued together. Like, I mean, it's not that bad just to see my house. It's an old bungalow that was very, very beat up after, years of abuse, but not rich. Or people assume because I stay at home that I'm rich, but it tends to be more blue collar types that the wife stays home. But so yeah, if you have some fucking shoes, people are gonna be like, my God, you probably roll around in $100 bills at night.
Which I kind of do, but just kidding.
Good. There's value in it. Shoes are an interesting thing because I guess it depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about like brand name women's like
no, none. I only have one expensive pair. I only have one like really expensive pair.
Yeah, but some of these shoes, I'm sure, like the more expensive shoes, are also well made and are comfortable and last a long time.
It's art. They're art to me.
Yeah, I used to have a nice pair of open-toed black heels, just a nice pair, and they were like designer, but I got them on clearance. I got them on sale, so I didn't pay full price for them, and they are I think especially when it comes to heels. I haven't worn heels in years. I tried to put on my heels for Adam's mom's funeral, and I was like, well, that's not going to fucking happen. Like, oh my God, I can barely walk in heels. I don't even feel like a woman anymore.
It happens. You have to like work. It's a muscle workout. It's different muscles you're using, and you have to. I didn't start wearing them till I got to I worked at this job where I was the only office person. I was the full charge bookkeeper office person. And there was this like huge room, and I would bring heels to work because it would be slow during the day, and I would walk around, get used to it. Like that was the only, and that was like 23. Like I didn't get girly till like 23.
What's
25.
the hardest thing about walking in heels?
Well, some of them are platform, and you have to balance. Like it's just, and then your feet will hurt, and some of them by the end of the night, you're just feet. You can't even like walk because your feet hurt so bad. But it's worth it. It's always worth it.
And it's just to get what's the back of the thigh below the ass? That's the hamstring on the leg.
Yeah,
Just
your
the back
hamstrings in the back.
Yeah, your ass and your hamstrings to make that look good. Is
Mine's just covered in fat. I have a double butt back there, is what I call it.
All right. Yeah.
Or saddlebags.
Yeah.
They're called saddlebags.
No one believes any of that, and I think there's visual evidence to dispute a lot of what you're claiming.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just saying.
What's a a term for self-deprecation, but specifically about one's own butt? Maybe the chat can come up with something because that's real.
But
yeah,
wait, what?
I'll ask ChatGPT later to come up with something, but that's essentially the reason why women wear high heels is to make and
it flexes your butt too. Everything in the back kind of gets lifted up and flexed, so it's more round and
Is there a way to do that without heels?
They look good too. That's why guys will be like,
dude, I want to invent this.
Keep the shoes on.
What's that?
Double butt. I like calling it double because this is what's so funny because people will tell me to like gain weight because there's nothing above my waist but the bottom of me. Holy shit, that's just where it goes. I don't know how it happens, but I'm fine with it. It's all good. I like my body. I can always work out harder, but I just don't fucking want to now. I used to work out so far. I don't fucking want to anymore. Like I'm just tired.
You're more you're more proportional and fit than an audio listener might be led to believe.
I need to lose weight. Bad.
Mine's all
my pants are tight. My pants are tight. Okay, I'll say that. I used to go to yoga, the hot yoga, 5 times a week when I got it for free for a trade, but then they all went stupid during COVID and I'm not a victim, okay? I'm not a victim, but I have PTSD over all that shit and COVID, okay?
Well, why would you want to give people money that don't share your values?
That did that. Like I'm like, do you think 3,000 years ago yoga masters were like, yeah, they were making people wear a mask in the freaking when it's 98 degrees in a humidified room doing yoga and it's all about breath. Yoga's all about breath and they were making people wear masks. Like how stupid. And there was someone I paid. I've told this story before, but one of the there was a girl who I liked that was a teacher there, and I'm like, hey, will you come to during the initial shutdown? I was like, if you come to my house, I'll pay you some money if you give me some yoga instruction. And so she was kind of like, I was against it all right away, right? But it wasn't cheap; it was like $100 an hour. And so like she was like cool at first, but then when she went back and everything kind of got a little bit back to normal, but then the vaccine stuff, she taught vaccine only classes, okay. And it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And like, it's hard because so many of the businesses went along with it because if they got, then they could get shut down by the thugs, So it was like, I feel like half of it was people just were scared because she was telling me once the classes started up, I was still hiring her. And she said she got reported because there's some Boulder. It's by Boulder. There was some Boulder bitch in there who reported her because
Boulder bitches.
Yeah, because she wasn't
college town.
Oh, it's so liberal and like Colorado in general now is, but like because she wasn't like making people keep your mask up or anything, and like somebody reported her for that, and then she fell in freaking line. Hey, ass butt.
What's up, dude?
Ass gonna be on my new show on Wednesday, by the way. With
Very
Tony,
cool.
Your favorite guest, Tony, the wrong neighborhood, Tony Beck.
Tony, I would love to have Tony back.
I know it's
not next week per se, but back.
I get it. Yeah, no, him and Aspa are gonna be on my show Wednesday, and it's just gonna show. I probably won't do it often, but I'm gonna call it Off the Rails. So it'll be a show that I kind of want to go.
That's a good show to have Tony on.
Yeah. And Asma, both of them together, it's gonna be fun. But
I like the name. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say we've all bullied each other a little bit too, so it's just gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Look what Tony said. Can you put that on the screen? That's so sweet.
It's
very sweet.
So
for a smile fills a man's heart with 1,000 poems. Wow. Thank you.
I didn't even know what he meant. Like I just
it's me.
It didn't click.
Nickname.
Courtney wants a Derek Chauvin update. Did you ever get those breath credits?
That was so
Did you ever get
funny.
through? Did you try again since? I mean, you never know. Get that call. Make it happen. Oh my God. Hi, JC. JC, we got JC. Meet Cavern. Welcome. The Tonys.
The Tonys.
Wednesday is
Do you
gonna
know
be
there's like 80 Tonys in my family too, because my mom's side of the family is Sicilian, and there's like 100 Tonys on that side of the family.
When is this is this Wednesday or next Wednesday?
This Wednesday.
Oh shit, what time is that on?
It'll be 6 p.m. starting your time.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Try to
So 9 Eastern, 7
and you got
Mountain.
Tony and Assbutt on a show called Off the Rails.
Tony and Tony off the rails. I'm not gonna like officially name it yet or make anything for it, but yeah, I think I was trying to make AI art with Grok. I can't make it work, so I was trying to make it. I wanted to make a train out of straws on a cocaine tracks, and then like coming off the tracks, and I couldn't make it. It wouldn't work. I got a straw. There was a straw train for sure, but then it wasn't. It was just on regular tracks. I'm like, I want the tracks to be cocaine.
Yeah, no, I've had some trouble trying to get AI to do exactly what I want. That's sort of like specific, like it'll get there in a year, in 2 years.
Those are better ones than Grok too. I don't know, but I pay or I get Grok for free. So
Yeah,
I've
been trying to use the Grok a little more and the Chat GPT. That was a good one. Can you burp on command, or is that
the beer burps? We got beer burps.
Yeah, I get the beer burps.
So you can't burp whenever you want.
I kind of can.
I actually can, but we're not gonna do that. Yeah, I think you're doing it.
I am. I'm talented.
I'll burp on video for anyone who wants me to privately. That should be my can I charge for that? Like a fetish or something for people? A burp? Do people have burp fetishes?
I'm sure.
Oh shit.
There's everything out there.
Dude,
I bet they do.
Oh, can I make money in that somehow? Not even really joking. As long as it's like safe to do. Like why would that be unsafe?
You can do anything you want.
Burp fetish guy found crazy stalker comes in. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
you're in LA, so you would. Yeah, you can do. I'm
not burping right now. That is true, but you guys are more than free to. But if you ask any of my friends,
too late. I already did.
Oh yeah, but if you ask any of my friends and family, they will close friends and family. They'll tell you that I'm somewhat of a legendary burper. I can get about through like A through G, saying the alphabet in one breath. Give it, maybe a little further.
It's a special talent you have.
That's why I'm asking about the fetish thing. I didn't even think of that. I really do mean that.
I know you can fart on people. You can definitely fart on people.
I can't do that on command.
That's not as hard or not as easy as burping.
A boy can dream though.
There was that chick that was like selling her farts, and she ended up having to go to the hospital for trying to push out farts too many times.
Yes, there are burp fetishes. They get weird with it. Well, maybe there's a reasonable thing I can do to like.
Doctor, I farted too much. Doctor, I farted too much.
Courtney, let me know about what we have to go down the rabbit hole about that.
There's everything any terrible, awful thing you can think of, and everything in between.
No, this could really be my thing because I really do kind of think of myself, and I say this with. I guess it's almost like a confidence, but also a judgmental thing, maybe in a bad way too. But like as kind of being a master of none, where I'm doing podcasts and filmmaking and writing and working all these different like projects and things like that. But the thing that I am ultimately might be truly the best at of all these things is burping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
My mom was a burper. It's kind of like it's funny. Because like my dad was the more proper one of my mom and dad. Like my dad rarely swore. Neither one of my parents said the F word. But like my mom didn't say a ton of swear words, but it was more than my dad, and yeah, she would burp, and sometimes my dad would be like,
in public or no?
No. We would just be at home and she would be on the couch and she would just be like, "Brr."
Okay, well that's
farting. I grew up in a fart family where it was normal and funny. And
what about in public, farting and burping?
Not like grossly, but
not
like
but sometimes.
Yeah.
like we weren't allowed to, like, if you had to burp at the table, you had to be like, like all composed about it or something. But yeah.
My yeah, I was gonna say my parents would get annoyed if I was egregious about that. If I leaned into the bird, yeah. If I just kind of did like this, that would be that they wouldn't even think about it. They'd be watching the TV or talking or something. But if I'm gonna like say I would burp with my chest probably a little bit too much. I was like proud. I also like we're genuinely curious about what's gonna come out of us.
Like
So
that.
yeah, you don't know. Like, is this going to be a loud one? Is it going to be a long one? Is it going to sound funny? What's it
So
going to
gross.
taste like? There's a lot of things that we want to know. There's a part of a mystery. Anything that comes out of our bodies or is attached to them in some ways is always
Yeah.
like George Carlin has the whole bit
But we
about
all
like,
do it. Everybody does it. It's like everybody does it. You can't be embarrassed about it.
yeah. You don't necessarily have to talk about it, but this is the proper forum for Monday night at whatever time it is. I think so.
I love your Monday nights. I love that you're doing Monday nights. It's perfect.
Yeah,
I
no, it
love
just seemed like there's no that this was. I don't know. Honestly, it's just like all the other shows that I listen to are at different times. So I'm basing it around your schedule for us, mommy. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I haven't even been doing anything, but I've been guest on a lot of stuff. But I haven't been doing much.
Yeah, you're mostly
lately.
guests on other people's shows at different times.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I just think that it's just something to look forward to. I guess on a Monday night, maybe. I don't know for
Yeah.
keep
I actually
going.
said to Adam on, what was it, Friday night? Something happened, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I can't wait till Monday. Because I told Adam, I was like, I'm gonna have beers, like I'm gonna chill.
Yes, some look forward to because which I will do again. But me and Alex did our Scissor Me Timbers, and then like in 2022 we did it a lot. It was fun. We would go for hours, and we would get so fucked up. We would get so fucked up, and it was so fun. And like we would just giggle, and I need to do it again. So this is like kind of a little bit of like
taste.
Yeah, like
yeah, no, it's good. I love that the whole community we're all building, and I love the whole like recurring contributors and guests and having you. I enjoy talking to you guys because I know we can kind of like go anywhere with the conversation. We could talk burping or we could talk foreign policy.
We can start off talking about death and inspiring things, and end up at burping and farting.
Yeah, that's why I'm still continuing to explore like what this show and what this Monday night thing could ultimately become if I do opt to rebrand, because I'm starting to enjoy some of the ideas and the freedom of having different guests on, multiple guests, maybe no guests and whatever. But
different topics. You put different people together, so you get different topics.
That's something I've been kind of doing. Like I had the episode obviously about writing and more storytelling, and sometimes it's more about inside baseball with the Libertarian Party, whatever the case may, and politics. So it's cool streaming, etc. I'm excited.
And you meet so many different people. You get connected to different people. And I love that you have Paul and Tony on the same night.
Yeah.
It was like so fun. Like that was the funnest night.
Yeah, they're watching. Oh man, what is happening over there? I feel like I want to burp really loudly and then be like, "Shut up."
Burped a little bit, and then that second one was
that was good. I tried to do a quiet one. I don't know if you heard it, but
I might have to clip this and send it to my mom, and then it's gonna make a lot of sense. Like,
please don't.
No, she probably
my mom would like it. My mom would love it.
Like
My
is
mom-
not the right
she-
word, but she would roll her
Oh.
eyes and be like, "Oh, it makes sense that this is what Adam's doing with his life and time." Like
When I meet
In LA.
Jess's mom, I'm gonna be like, thank you for the inspiration, because I became even more strict parent because of the stuff that Jess does.
what's that? What are you saying?
Because I was raised strictly.
Yeah,
Right.
so my parents were strict in a lot of ways. Like they are definitely more similar to Jess's parents than like a lot of my friends. Like my parents were like, yeah. But my dad ended up getting sick and my mom was working and but yeah, I am more uptight with my kid than my parents were. There's certain things I'm more relaxed about, but I'm like, yeah,
yourself. You're more. I feel like I'm just maybe an observation. I feel like you're almost like more relaxed with how you treat yourself in some ways, but your kids, you're strict with. You're like, fuck it. I had to become a responsible adult, maybe younger than I wanted to, and take on responsibilities earlier in life than I wanted to. So I'm gonna fucking have a beer on a Monday night and talk shit on a podcast because of that. But you kids don't do this at home. Do as I say and not as I do, kind of thing.
Yeah, like I think
It's
you said
safe.
this on your podcast too, is when people talk about the 80s and 90s, I'm like how they're like, oh, we were like, you came home and the street lights came on. I'm like, I was fucking allowed out. Like I was allowed outside at my house, but like, I wasn't just running around the neighborhood. And when I was in school, till a certain age, my parents came in. Hang on, I gotta go unlock the door.
Yeah, I'll keep going, but it's interesting because I've talked to a lot of people, obviously, on this podcast, and I think about how everybody's had really different upbringings in terms of like how strict their parents were, like from like not being allowed to watch like some TV shows that are not controversial or very adult at all, to being that sort of latchkey kid where he can come and go. I mean, some of those were like, parents who were going through, their homes were in some turmoil, but a lot of kids would get away with everything, or not even that. They were treated like adults in a way that like the parent relationship was like almost like the kid was an adult, but not like they were getting away with things. The kid would just happen to be like a mature. So everyone's had all these different upbringings. My parents probably should they have been more strict? No, I guess they were. They were good. They were fine. I guess a good balance. I guess I wouldn't have wanted them to be more strict. I don't think them being more strict was going to lead to a better outcome.
I think you turned out okay. You seem to have turned out okay.
Yeah, the key is to have moderate to low expectations and use terms like okay. And my mom and parents have always been like that, for the most part. It's like, you're not out in the street, whatever, paying your rent.
I have a friend who 10 years after he graduated high school, he was a fall down drunk, and he had to like get sober. And he was telling me stories of like his first year in college, and like he just terrible fucking person, right? Yeah, he was like at one point he was like, I told him, we'd talk, and he knows how I was raised, a little more strict, and he goes, yeah, my mom wasn't strict at all, and I think I turned out okay. And I'm like, yeah, except you were a fall down fucking drunk for a decade, and you had to like go completely sober, and he was like, oh yeah, I guess. I was like, they're like, not that I'm perfect either, but
yeah. If my parents were, I don't know if I would have been smarter or better in school or more financially successful at this point in my life or something. But I guess from them, I got certain like values and things like that. And even like thinking about like my grandmother and like visiting her, and on both sides really. And they would tell me how their friends, or even from them, they don't get as many phone calls from or attention from their own kids and grandkids as like I would give. And I feel like a lot of the time I don't even really do that much beyond like, what I feel, like not necessary. That's not the right word, but like, I don't know. So I guess when it comes to those types of things, like relationships with people, my parents, raised me right. Although maybe if they would have yelled at me, maybe I would have got a higher grades or something. Probably not. I can't picture my parents yelling at me and me getting better at school. That's not.
It all worked out. They really you needed to be raised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my parents did the best they could with the situations that they were in. I make different choices not because I think they made mistakes, but just because I just think I don't want to say my parents were naive, but maybe naive to some things, which is weird because of my family's past. But they were like naive to some things, and I am not naive to those things. So yeah, that's why I'm not saying I don't let my kids out of the house, but like
shit.
It's a different world. It's a different world. Also.
I let my oldest, who's a teenager, I let her go meet up with her one little friend, and they go and have food and stuff in the center of town. And I let her do that like once a week, maybe, but I see no reason at all for children to be running around as teenagers.
And you know the friend. You know the friend. Like,
Yeah.
approve of it.
Yeah. And I mean, we had issues with her other friends, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be a no. I don't like the behavior. And at first, like, I thought it was a good situation, and I'm like, this is awesome. I really liked the grandma that took care of the daughter, or took care of our daughter's friend. And we even let her spend 2 nights with them because we were redoing her room, and it was taking longer than we thought.
How old is she again?
Like, she's 14.
Okay.
And yeah, after a while, I'm like, yeah, nope.
Wow. Yeah, you're pretty strict with that stuff. My parents want to get rid of it. They want to get, which made sense. They would even my earliest sleepovers were probably me and my sister going to my grandparents. So that was kind of built the foundation for sleeping at other people's houses. They were happy. I don't even realize at the time it wasn't about me and like, oh, let's take Adam to his friend or his grandma because he likes that and it's fun. It's like, we want to fucking break from these kids for some period.
We had gone on a date night.
Yeah. What about for a parenting question for Alice? Like when your daughter, how old is your son?
He's 8, almost 9.
He's 8. Well, they're in school or whatever, or right?
They're homeschooled.
They're homeschooled.
Yeah.
So that will change that. So you're teaching them what they really need to learn in life. You're not even wasting their time probably as much with like, things that are not as applicable to real life. I'm sure you're giving them a nice broad education and in the basics as well. There he is, the other Adam. Romance.
The other Adam.
But yeah, do they ever your kids even to you ever say, why are you teaching us this? We're never going to use this in real life. And maybe they're right. And how do you respond to that question if that comes up?
So my daughter gets really bad about the math stuff, and it's not even like crazy math. It's just basic math.
Yeah. So yeah, that you need to learn.
Because I'm like, you need to understand how to budget. You need to understand basic math. Like, it bothers the fuck out of me that I have met kids that are supposed to be like these math geniuses, right? Like, they're so great at math, but they can't understand like how to give fucking change. It's like,
yeah, that's weird. It's weird. It's like some Idiocracy, South Park, very compartmentalized. But the way to do it, like zombie something.
And I'm not saying this in a bad way. My daughter's she's not going to do anything that requires her to know crazy math. She's starting to like narrow down things that she's interested in, things she might want to do. We have a trade school here she can go to when she's 16. But yeah, like I can't, it just boggles my mind. Like she's not my friend anymore, but her daughter was supposed to be like, oh, she's like this crazy math whiz, and she's on honors, and she's this, she's that, and blah 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 blah. And the girl was completely fucking retarded when it came to economics. Like, she was a complete retard, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's a real fucking math genius.
Not in terms of having a different economic philosophy, in terms of just understanding like a basic how to give change and like a budget, like a broad economic thing.
And she became like this big Bernie Sanders supporter. I remember her dad trying to talk to her about politics, and my friend was like, don't you question her. She's allowed to have her beliefs. And I was like, so she's telling me this. And I said, yeah, but, and she was really close to my mom and dad. I'm like, remember how mom and dad would question us? Like, she lived with us, everything. Like, she called my mom and dad mom and dad. And I'm like, remember how mom and dad would question us? Well, why do you think this? Or, you know what I mean? I'm like, she needs to be questioned. And I told her straight up, I was like, Bernie Sanders is a fucking asshole. And yeah, you should be like talking to your daughter about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
she's
I'm gonna play devil's advocate though. Are you being more political than you are like? This is your daughter's friend who is talk like she thinks she knows how to. Was her problem literal math? Did it come down to math, or were you just disagreeing with her politics?
Oh no, she was bad with math. Like,
Okay,
the
so she's
whole
bad at math
change
and
thing.
bad at politics. Yeah, this is the same person. Okay.
And it would be like, I couldn't understand how she could do this crazy algebra. But then it's like, and you hear people talk about this, and this is probably one of the things that I do like, because when I go on Twitter and stuff, I see a lot of people that just are so online that they think this is reality and it's not. But one of the things that is a reality is kids counting change. So say your bill is $6.25 and you give the kid $10.25. They don't understand.
I understand, but you just got to give me a second. Just give me some time, and I will do it.
Well, they stare at you like, why are you giving me the quarter? And it's like, so you can just give me 4 singles back.
Oh,
So
that's a tricky one. All right, now we're getting a little tougher. I get what you're saying. No, it's a little bit tricky. I was better at stock than I was at the register at the supermarket. I will say that. I was much happier putting cereal boxes on the shelf than I was.
I will say this: my parents owned a grocery store, so
yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Everyone always hates the things about. Yeah, I see. When you're on the inside, you notice all the annoying things about the people who don't understand what goes on behind the scenes or something. You'd understand if you worked in a kitchen why everyone has to be high on cocaine to work in a restaurant.
Yeah, or at least weed, something.
Yeah. Somebody was telling me some stories about eating food at restaurant, eating all these leftovers. I think some Instagram reel, some comedian was getting in trouble for eating all the food. I don't know.
I worked at one restaurant for a little while, and they had the best freaking French fries. They were so good, and I would always grab one out. I would walk by, and I would always grab one out of there. Like, always. I don't even care. I was like, look. Everyone else did too. Okay? And the place is closed down now anyway, so big whoop.
Yeah, all the places I worked at are all closed.
And you probably worked at Burger King when they had the good. Burger King used to have good fries. They used to have good fries. They don't anymore.
They switched up. Yeah.
But they used to have Burger King. Used to have the best fries.
What did they change their fries to? How are they
thicker now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not shoestring fast food fries. Yeah. They used to be like McDonald's fries, but not as good.
And they had a specific flavor because I remember there was these chips called Boise chips or something like that, and they don't. It was just like a flavor of chips, and I was like, oh, this tastes just like Burger King French fries. So I loved when my mom got that too. So I was just like, I used to love. We didn't go out to eat much like when I was younger, but then I had the boomer parents where they got, had more money as we like progressed because the kids all left the house and then there was only me. And every now and then, like for like youth group and stuff like this, and we would occasionally go to the Burger King in Castle Rock, Colorado. There wasn't a lot there at the time. And like I would get the chicken sandwich, and the chicken sandwich used to be so good. And you remember the plain chicken sandwich? That was like the best chicken sandwich ever in the world. And the fries used to be so good. I remember loving the French fries there, but they're not like that anymore.
Is RFK gonna fix the fries?
Do you think Steak and Shake is going back to?
Yeah, Steak and Shake did. I saw. We don't have them here, but
Hello. Yeah, he listed like what's going on. I don't know fucking what that even means. I'm not gonna lie, but I guess it's a good thing if you have cooked in tallow versus or something.
Sorry, I just see a chat from Saw. Yeah, so guess I'm a Wendy's now. I'm Wendy's. I get Wendy's French fries
I like
more
Wendy's.
than I probably should. But when I go there, it's always like a young white teenager working there. It's not like it's very appropriate, and there's usually a redheaded girl work at Wendy's. A redheaded girl
Wendy.
who
And her brother.
and I love it. And I'm like, can I? And sometimes they're like, hey, do you mind waiting a little bit up here? We'll make the fries fresh. And I'm like, hell yeah, I will totally wait for that. And like, I love that stuff. Anyways, yeah, Wendy's is probably the most. I don't get a lot of fast food, but
I don't
Wendy's
mind a
is
rectangular meat patty because you can see it sticking out, so you can see what it looks like. You get a nice.
It was it had a little curve on it. It was definitely pressed and shaped.
The burger also,
but like
burgers.
Wendy's burgers are square. Yeah, they still are. Dave single for me, baby.
Never seen Animal House, says Tony here.
Tony,
that's worth seeing. Your kind of movie.
Oh, I think he's trying to talk about because Paul thinks he's like Mitch Hedberg. He's just bullying in the chat. That's what he's
Mitch
doing.
Hedberg. He's Mitch Hedberg meets.
What did he say? Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman. But yeah. I guess, that sounds about right. Thank you, sir. Can I have another? That's an Animal House reference. Kevin Bacon getting spanked as part of the fraternal initiation.
Little gay. All that hazing.
I like
Kevin
gay.
Hazing is gay.
Wait, did somebody say Kevin Bacon or did I hear that wrong?
I said Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
In Animal House,
Okay.
he was getting spanked. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Was that his first film? An early one. I remember he told the story. They didn't even recognize him on like the red carpet. He had to be like, "No, I'm in the movie. Let me in the premiere."
What's that from? What is that?
That's Kevin Bacon trying to get into the premiere for Animal House before people leave.
Oh.
Big deal. No, I'm the thank you, sir. May they have another scene?
Remember when we did Footloose at the vow renewal? I don't know if you were in it. I was drunk.
Dancing? When we were dancing?
When we did the little Footloose thing. We did that at my wedding too.
With the actual Footloose song, right?
Yeah.
Like
you reenacted
dancing to it. No, just dance to it.
I see. That's cool. I remember the 80s a little bit. You know what I thought of this? It's so random, but like I used to live in this town in Long Island called East Meadow. And I was only there till I was like 5, 6 years old. But I remember like warm, humid nights and seeing fireflies. I don't see a lot of fireflies in LA.
Why do you not in Colorado?
Yes or no? You do?
No, there's not any in Colorado, except you know where there are some in Colorado is where there's hot springs and geothermal activity. So there's this one like special naked hot springs you can go to, and there's fireflies there. It's really, and even you only got to drive to like Nebraska to start seeing them more regular too. But they're just
so
not
cool.
in Colorado.
How cool are
It is
fireflies?
so cool.
Did Colorado? It's funny you guys call them fireflies. We call them lightning bugs here.
Oh yeah, lightning bugs.
Yeah,
I think I called them. I think I've used both. It's like how my dad will sometimes call Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Lou Alcindor interchangeably. Even he changed his name, whatever. I'll use. Sometimes you use both. You don't always commit to one. Lightning bugs or fireflies.
So
yeah,
both
both lightning bugs.
Did you guys ever have?
Don't even know, man. In Chicago, when I was little, there was lightning bugs too. So I moved from Chicago at 6.
But that's.
I want to move where they are.
Colorado. Is that a stupid question? I don't know.
They don't. Yeah, they just don't. They're not in Colorado unless it's like a geothermal in the eastern part of Colorado, where it's more like Nebraska, probably. But yeah, the only place I've seen them in Colorado is at this hot springs, which is really cool. So it was so magical. You're in the middle of like the mountains. And it's like geothermal, and they're in a hot springs in the middle of the mountain. That's like magical pool, and there'd be like a deer, and there'd be fireflies. So cool.
Yeah, it's magical. It's cool. It's
how far
like
is that from you? Like how?
It's 3 hours for me, but that's a nudist. That's a nudist hot springs, and it's family friendly. But I don't like that. I'm like, don't bring your fucking kids. Let us have adult places for Christ's sake. But the kids who are there are usually like European. It's the more European. It's not like it's weird. They're not being weird. It's just their culture.
Americans are weird. Don't send American repressed Puritans like me there.
But no, I don't think kids have kids don't have they can't consent to seeing me naked, if that makes sense. Like,
Right.
and so it's like, I don't care, but also like, and sometimes there'll be like 12-year-old boys there, and you're like,
It's weird.
or there'll be like a male with like a 12-year-old girl, and you're like, what's this about?
Are the
Yeah.
lightning bugs naked too, or just the people?
Yeah, they're naked and they're having orgies.
Are they of age though, and is it consensual between the?
Yeah, it's consensual.
Yeah. Do they light
It's
up while they're
consensual.
having sex? I need to go.
Well,
Dude,
isn't that how they mate? I figure they probably like light up to like find each other to fuck, right?
Probably. Honestly, like all these things that animals do, that the answer is usually a mating. It's like, why does this animal do this, and this, and make this sound and do this thing, and that's to deliver your line. Deliver your line. Why do they do that, as far as mommy?
To fuck. Did you ever see the bird? Did you ever see the bird that looks like a smiley face? It like does this dance where it like puts his feathers up, and it literally looks like a smiley, like a black smiley face and blue feathers, and it's dancing around. It's the
Yeah, like
I need
to
okay.
do that
I need to look
stuff, and the
this up.
mating calls, and
yeah,
the crickets are like I got like a
crickets.
horny cricket up there making noise or whatever sometimes. My roommate.
Yeah,
this cricket up there is my roommate.
he's a horny cricket.
Well, that's what it means. I looked that up. Yeah.
Oh, it's an actual cricket. Yeah, that's what they do. In the summer, they're loud as hell here at this house. Sorry, I'm so blurry, everybody.
Yeah. Wow.
This bird has a special way of attracting.
Oh my god, I found
Did you see it? Did you see it? And it bounces around.
Oh my
What?
gosh. Oh my god. And I am not a fan of birds. I am not like a bird person. But this
It's
is
just funny.
Like, it's funny and it's like adorable. It's adorably funny. And this other bird is looking at it like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
We're all the same. That's and it's male. What's
Shannon's up? Actually, Shannon's up. Probably it's her. She's probably up for the day.
Oh, she's waking up.
Probably.
She might
Well, it's midnight where Alice is too. But
Do you work the overnight graveyard shift?
Shannon just has a
she's
busy,
a mom.
crazy life.
Yeah. She does a lot of shit down in Florida.
But she always looks good with her fancy lipstick and
you saw Adam. You saw Paul's birthday video. Shannon, how they edited Shannon. And
Yeah. How long was the raw? Shannon's coming on here in a couple.
I
of
think
weeks.
she said. I think it was 8 minutes. I think Doug said it.
8 minutes.
she sent them to me, and Adam and I were listening to it.
The raw video. Her raw video.
Yeah, and I am like fucking dying laughing.
I think it needs to be put. I think we should edit that. Just got it with music or something.
Came back in. He was like, "She's."
It's up on there. 3 minutes. Why do you think 8
I
minutes?
love her.
Oh, 3. Okay, all right. That's not too bad.
She is so funny.
Yeah.
And she brought like history into it. She was awesome.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Everyone else understood the assignment. Just kidding.
I had no choice because for whatever, like I could not stop laughing when Adam and I would go to record the video.
Yeah, we were talking about recording a happy birthday video for Sibrev Paul here in the chat, where a bunch of us submitted clips to his brother Doug to put together as a little happy birthday thing, and Shannon here.
Shannon is very. I think he means thorough.
Oh,
thorough.
So Ape should put it up on his. Well, he has his like Ape intro on it too, so
yeah,
he should upload
cool.
it.
Yeah, I appreciate
and he made me the queen of it, like the most important at the end. No big.
Adam is.
Yeah, no, it's as it should be. I was gonna say, yeah. Go on, Alice. Go on.
I was reading Stoner's thing, and I was gonna say Adam is so excited to meet Stoner. Like it's so cute.
Oh, your Adam is excited to meet Stoner IR.
Yeah, not you. Not
Stoner,
you,
have you been on any of the? You're more behind the scenes. Has Stoner been on any of your shows, Forest Mommy?
No, but he's in
on
Colorado, and
Discord.
I've seen pictures and on Discord talks
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
But and I need to go meet him. It's just he's up north from me, and
Yeah.
I have to go meet him. So
Yeah. Stoner, are you a Fed? Just raise one hand if you're aren't or something. No.
if you give Stoner your phone number, you get a ton of texts.
Oh my god! And there's like my Stoner texts are. It's like the highlight of my life.
Did you get
You're
one
an
last night
encouragement.
about eggs? Did you get one last night about eggs?
No, I got one today.
Oh,
I'm just here for the live chat, he
KFC.
says. You are
Oh,
appreciated.
yeah. Stoner's always
Yeah,
been there.
Dude,
Like,
if I got Stoner on a stream with JC, that would be my highest rated.
Oh,
that would be
a
like
good one.
a highest rated thing.
Yeah.
Debut.
And Stoner's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Stoner's a good dude.
I appreciate the
Yeah.
support, and it almost feels like you have no. It's good. It's good to have fans, supporters, all that stuff.
Yeah, like he's a good friend. He's been like a really good friend to me and Adam too. Like I could text him about like because like he lost his mom and like we'll just talk about like how like no matter how many years go by, it just still kind of sucks. So there's times where like I'm going through shit and I can text Stoner and he's like totally dead serious about it. But then like a little bit later, he'll send you like the funniest shit.
Yeah. You guys have senses of humor, which I appreciate, and that's what all y'all do.
Onions.
It's good to have.
You have to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I'm so glad Jess has a sense of humor because, yeah, she's a very easy person to be friends with. Because not even just women, but just people are just so depressing to be around and talk to. And I'm just like, bro.
Their
like,
faces look like shit. A lot of these people that you're describing, they just look like not even unattractive in like a physical sense, but they're like energy and demeanor. So many people have ugly faces. And Forest Mommy tweets about quite a few of them and the Colorado political
because
world.
it's true. Like you're
or we'll have that quote by 50.
It oozes out.
I saw that
you know
meme.
you can see somebody and you're like, oh, they're like kind of good looking. Then you talk to them more and you're like, oh my god, you're like so good looking.
And they become more attractive, but they have a good inside.
But then like you can see somebody that looks like so hot. And then you like get to know them better and you're like, wow, like you're disgusting. Like you repulse me.
True. Or they're freaking progressives in my government in Colorado every time. So ugly.
Like,
ugh.
Having fun is the
key.
What's that?
What I'm going to.
Go for it.
Some of the liberals that I know, like I love them so much, but like it's not that they're ugly, but I'm like, you could look a lot better.
No, it's not just in terms of like makeup or exercise or like those types of things. It's
because usually they live like piss poor lives too.
What's
and
that?
It like seeps out of their skin.
They're always mad. They're always upset.
Yeah.
They're always like, they get off on feeling upset. Where we get off on like giggles and shit.
Yeah.
They're always looking for madness, that outrage. That's their what's it called? Adrenaline
Dopamine
hit.
hit.
Or
Ride on
dopamine hit.
Yeah. It gives them value, gives people value. But I saw
and
that.
attention. And it's like, fuck you, giggle and be happy and loving and like your aura is just beautiful when you're just, and then you get a good attention that way. But these people are like, this is and it's just like, shut the hell up.
Yeah, I saw that Orwell quote or meme saying like your face by 50 is like what, like your face is what it is by 50 kind of thing. You are what you are, like, and you see that with like people kind of like around that age. Like once you kind of hit 50, it's like your face is either stuck in this permanent
I'm getting gel. No, when I was
sadness
more
or-
angry in my 20s, and like I remember you see it on your face when you're just mad. I remember my ex-boyfriend told me, he's like, you can't, and he went through some shit. He had a girlfriend die by the time we were like 19. But like, he's like, you can't be so angry all the time. And I was like, I was so mad too at my like family and stuff when I first moved out. And I was like, you know what? And then he was like, you have to forgive people even if you don't even if they'll never acknowledge they did something wrong or like that. And I was
That's
like,
a hard lesson to learn, and I still feel like I'm learning
it's
that.
so hard.
Did you see? Did you see?
Fuck forgiveness.
Bob, what's that? Fuck forgiveness. But you're laughing about it, so in some ways you're able to.
Yeah.
Transcend.
What did you say, Adam? What were you saying?
I was asking if you saw the Bob Dylan movie, A Complete Unknown.
No.
It's
No, but I like music biography movies, even though they're
it's-
like full of shit most of the time, and it's like so like off base of their action. They're still fun to watch.
Yeah, I think
no, I
some
haven't
things
seen
were
it.
embellished. Yeah, I think what's that? I think some things were embellished in this movie or exaggerated or something, but I think it did have his consent, Bob Dylan's consent and approval or whatever. But
He was a liar anyway, so whatever.
a lot of people are, yeah. But
Yeah.
it talked about his relationship with Joan Baez. And then I watched a couple of interviews with her after the movie talking about it. And that's kind of what she talked about because they had such like a tumultuous relationship. And you saw it on the screen, they're in love, they're writing songs, they don't like each other. There's a lot of confusing feelings, but good, strong feelings for each other. And she was like, had feelings of like, she didn't use the word bitterness, but like feelings like that, negative feelings about him over the years. And then just one day she just kind of like listened to his music and just kind of like let it all go and like forgave him, but for herself. And that's like a hard lesson to learn because you don't want to like, I guess part of you feels like you're like, you lost. Do you when you forgive somebody who didn't earn the forgiveness? Is it like
there's a lack of validation that happens that like that was wrong, I hurt your feelings. Like I don't know, like you need to hear it from other people sometimes, but you just ain't gonna fucking hear it from other people sometimes.
Yeah, it's a blow to your ego, but it's best for you have to sacrifice your ego for your long term. What's best for you with mental health in the long term, which is a hard thing to do.
So
Right?
you're like you're
so,
and you're admitting you did something wrong, which is so hard for humans to do, right? Like it's so hard to like, and not to only admit you did something wrong, but to like admit you have a shit side where you'll do these things to people and it's not nice or whatever. And you have to be like, oh, I gotta stop doing that to people. And the only way to like stop doing that to people is to like realize you do it to people and admit it,
Well, I thought we were talking about like forgiving, like the thought about like forgiving people and like forgiving.
Maybe
people
did I go way off?
I don't know. I was asking about like forgiving people who haven't earned who haven't earned it, but forgiving them because it's not to their face, but in your mind and even if they haven't like earned that. That can be a tough thing to do.
Yeah,
but like just says, like I don't think like all humans have a hard time. Like one of the things I like about not just myself, but the people I surround myself with is like we all admit we have shit sides. Like we all do. But then there's people that are just super fucking shitty and they act like they're like so good and perfect and they're not. And
I think I'm guessing like we all have people that kind of around us that hold us accountable, even if it's a way like even maybe your kids in some way hold you accountable, even if that's not their intentions, can hold you accountable and
no
they do.
About his I have the world's biggest ego and no ego at the same time. I'm deep like that.
Sorry.
Paul is so zen. What the hell was I just talking about?
So UP. That's so UP.
I forgot what I was saying.
What were you saying?
Something about egos or it'll come back. Chad, what was I saying? Can I rewind this?
People who like admit it and people who don't admit it, but like most people keep us. You have people in our life that keep you accountable. And,
Oh yeah, people in your life to keep
Yeah,
you accountable. That's kind of even that can help lead to make someone, I think, more accountable to themselves when you have other people like calling you out. But even and when you have more people, I think, and people you like and trust, it doesn't have to be done in like a
Oh yeah,
tough,
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
always
yeah.
have to be, it doesn't always mean
And
tough love. Sometimes it just means like being around people who are good and like, oh, I better act a certain way, even subconsciously. Oh, she's doing this, he's acting that way, I better like up my game, or I can do, it forces you to reflect more when you're around better people who hold you accountable versus an echo chamber of people who encourage one's own narcissism. That's what I'm guessing a lot of these people that you were kind of like talking about before, Alice, like there's no one around them who ever like calls them out. Like I'm sure you see that in like maybe some kids that are your kids' ages who are just like acting a fool because they run
I see
roughshod
the
over
adults
the
acting a fool who are like in a collective and they're
Yeah.
like, everybody
Yeah,
praise
and I
me.
always-
You're like,
weird.
no.
I
That's just
blame
weird.
whenever I see kids act out like I don't really like. I don't judge people on like if I just briefly see their kid in public throwing a tantrum. Like,
Yeah, I try not to do
yeah,
that. I thought about this other
you know what
day.
I mean? Like, kids are gonna have bad days. Kids are gonna get cranky. It's not a reflection on your parenting, but there are kids where I'm like, yeah, like that's just bad parenting right there. My husband took my daughter to this this
To
like
where?
YouTuber, and he took her to see this YouTuber in Ohio. She's from Ohio. We had no idea that this girl like was this big. We're just like, oh, little YouTuber from Ohio. They go there. There's this huge fucking line. They're in line for like 3 hours. And my husband and my daughter are telling me the way some of the kids were behaving. And the parents are just like, yeah, whatever. Like, who cares? I'm just like, and I did, yeah, like in those situations, I look at the parent. I don't look at the kid. Kids are just being kids, but yeah.
What kind of behavior? Just being loud, obnoxious, making noise, cursing,
So I
littering?
get it was at like a small little nail salon. And are you laughing because you're picturing Adam there?
Something in the chat. Where's Alex? The
Where
fireplace,
does-
the fireplace show.
But
Chris?
But yeah, I guess how do you say that? There was like a parking lot, and the kids were just like running around playing in it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was a parking area, and it was also like a one-way drive area, and they were just like letting their kids like play. But it was crazy. Adam said there were people there that drove 10 hours to meet this girl. I'm like, what?
No, if your kids are passionate about something, your kids are passionate about something, you want
So she does these she does like makeup and fashion stuff, but she makes these beads things.
What's that? What is it's a bracelet?
I mean, I get you can wear it as a bracelet if you want to,
What
but
is
like
it
my
good
daughter
for?
made me one out of like that was like an octopus, and I hung it up. I showed Jess it, but yeah, like they make these like beaded things out of stuff, and I don't know. It's like all the rage, but this shit takes her like hours to make. And she sits there and does it. And I'm like, she's definitely passionate about art and creativity. That's definitely her passion. It's not cleaning her room, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I saw a mom, I guess, kind of getting annoyed with her kid in the supermarket yesterday, 2 days ago. And I thought about what you were just saying, like, oh, like, doesn't mean it's a bad parent, doesn't mean it's a bad kid, it's just whatever it is, what it is. And I was gonna almost like say something to the the mom and say something encouraging like, "Oh, that you're doing it. It's a tough job, but you're doing it well," or something like that. And then I pictured myself after I had that thought, like the mom like turning to me like, "Who the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up and mind your own business." And then I started laughing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything to this lady.
Water.
It is like there's times we've been at Cedar Point with our son, and like, yeah, like the one time for my daughter's 13th birthday, we stayed there for 5 days, and on the last day, he's just like, "Bro, I'm done. Like, I'm done." And their legs are littler than yours. It takes them more to walk out. Jess, what are you?
What is she saying? What are you saying? Oh man, this is off the rails. Preview.
I was just laughing at the chat. That's all. Keep going.
You're laughing at chat, and Alice is laughing at the story.
Whatever I laugh at.
Parenting, etc. I'm glad that stranger didn't yell at me. Mind your own fucking business. I could envision.
I don't know if I would say that to somebody if they said that to me.
I would hope that I would laugh. I'd be able to laugh at that situation because it would be so funny to get cursed out by this mom in that situation to me. But because it's me, maybe I'll be like, "Oh my God, my feelings, I got yelled at." But if that happened to someone else or in like a movie, I'd be like, "That's funny as fuck." That has happened. Like the random character offering advice. It's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Those are always funny moments.
Depends a lot on certain characteristics of people as well. If they're
if you're ugly, don't tell me what to do. If you're ugly, don't tell me what to do.
Or if you're just like, I'm sorry. Yeah, just ugly. I wasn't talking about anything else. Any major character traits where they'll abuse their kids in public sometimes, and you're like, what the heck are you doing?
Attractive people really can get away
Thank you, honey.
Attractive people get away with more in life, and I'm not saying anything that's breaking news. But
I was talking about black people.
Yeah.
What's that? What about black people? I missed it.
Nothing.
I'm better off missing it.
Yeah.
It's best I miss it. No, what the hell?
Yeah.
Was I saying?
It's fine. It's fine.
Something about attractive people
getting away with shit.
Oh, I've definitely gotten away with shit. That's how I was attractive. I would say I still get away with stuff in my He does too, though. I'm not gonna lie. He does too. Because he's so cute, And like he's such a shit, but he says like the most charming things sometimes. You and then like he'll just say the funniest shit. And you're like, God damn it! Now I have to laugh.
Yeah, I remember that I would make my mom laugh when I was a kid, and I knew it was something that she was probably not supposed to laugh at. Like
that's the worst parent when it comes to laughing when you're not supposed to.
That's gonna be like your kid's favorite memories, though. Probably like just thinking about that now. Like that's always like fun. Like you want to be in a family that laughs, and is there something about laughing? I don't know.
Yeah, like
there's something it can be.
About being silly. You gotta be silly and goofy sometimes. You just gotta be silly and goofy sometimes, and it's fine.
Yeah.
My parents.
I'm never silly or goofy ever.
Yeah,
never.
It would not be that. No.
Yeah, I'm glad I had silly, goofy parents. Yeah, they were definitely silly.
My dad was a fucking clown. My dad was like abused growing up, and like grew up at such a terrible time, and he turned out to be the most goofy, fun dude ever. Like. It's just funny how that happens. Like, and it was real.
I didn't mean to laugh.
No, it's fine. If I told you the stories of what happened to my dad. One time in my
Yeah,
dad's
me too.
elementary school, he literally got locked in like a closet for misbehaving. Like this was like the, I guess, early 60s because he was born in 50. Yeah, he like had so much weird stuff happen to him, but he was always the class clown about it, and he was always goofy and silly about it. Like,
Yeah,
bless
that's
his
it.
heart.
I mean,
Choice. His attitude is a choice, is it not? Like to some degree.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it. Like my mom had she had a pretty good life with her parents, but like my dad, his grandfather, or his dad, my grandfather, was awful. Like he was like the worst kind of man you can imagine. And I like look at my dad and his sisters took the worst of the worst. If you guys are, I know I've talked to Jess about it before, but and they were like such nice people, and like they were so nice. My Aunt Alice, who's still alive today, she's like one of the nicest, most kind, loving, happy people I've ever met. And I'm like, holy shit, like you have been through like the worst shit that people can like go through, and you're just like so fucking nice, man. Like I couldn't even live up to that woman. Like
Maybe it's genetics. Sometimes like these genes like skip a generation, like certain like personality things. It always comes down to
oh
like,
dude,
environment
genetics
versus
and DNA definitely, like that shit matters. Like my dad and my mom's family are like, both sides are like very intelligent. And then Adam's family, I always tell Adam, I was like, the best thing your mom did was get knocked out by a dude from a high IQ family.
IQ matters from what I understand.
It's big time, baby. Big
Dude,
time.
I took the IQ test and I was starting to get bored and didn't like it. That can't be a good sign.
I never took one either. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yeah, maybe.
I had to take them. I had to take them when I was young. And then they gave me another IQ test after I was abused and went through like trauma and shit. I felt like looking back, I'm like, man, I was like they were like test sampling me. And it's funny because I took psychology in my junior year, and I ended up doing my report on trauma and the effects of IQ, intelligence, because of losing focus and being able to do those types of things. So that's what I did, like my psychology report on. But yeah, we had to take IQ test in our area.
Took an IQ test.
Thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't.
So you took an IQ test and then you did the report after you took your IQ test?
So I had an IQ test when I went to they do like IQ test at the private school that I went to. And I was young. I was in kindergarten. So it's not like the same
test.
as
Right.
it's a whole different yeah. So
I was smarter
then
than I was good then.
So then I went to public school in first grade because my parents couldn't afford to send us to private school anymore. And they assumed that I was stupid because I went to a religious school. So they put me in a stupid class. I'm not even kidding. They put me in this class.
That could be fun though, to be the smartest.
And I did. So then they tested me. And then they put me in a gifted class. So I went from being in the stupid class to the next year, they put me in the gifted class. Yeah, public schools are so fucking weird. Like they didn't think to like do like to see where I was before. They assumed that I would be behind because I went to the Catholic school in our town. And because we went to church so much, they assumed we weren't like learning anything. Because there is
some kind of like
and you had been raped or something.
Bible thumper who doesn't know
didn't come till later. And then they tested my IQ again. And they like put me through all this testing when I was in high school.
Yeah. So in
This
your
is
junior,
actually really traumatic.
in your junior years, when you took did your report to try to prove to people that you're not unintelligent.
What?
You said your junior year of high school or college is when you did that psychology report about IQ.
That was my junior high school.
Of high school. So after you're taking these IQ tests, you're like doing a report, be like, this is why I'm not as dumb as you might think I am, because here's the report. So that was like the sort of thesis, was it not? What was your report about again? What was your report about again? It was your report about how IQ and trauma.
Yeah. And how
So you're like,
affects
I'm
the
not dumb
intelligence.
because I just went through shit. That's the
Yeah,
the
it
essence
just
of the
it
report.
fucks with your focus. It fucks with your concentration, all that other stuff. But it still didn't affect my IQ that much.
Dude, let me tell you, Ashkenazi Jews have what, the highest IQ?
I'm
out of
still
the
not
nation?
stupid. I'm just drunk.
I'm bringing down that mean though, that high Jewish IQ. Like I'm doing my best to try to lower, not try to, but I don't know.
Are you Ashkenazi or whatever it's called?
Yeah, Eastern
I thought that
European.
was black Jews. What are the black Jews called?
Well,
Those are the Israelites. They're like
the Black Israelites, and then the Sephardic Jews,
Yeah.
I guess, who are Spanish.
Whatever
Mediterranean.
Tiffany Haddish, that black comedian. Do you know what I'm talking about? She's apparently one.
She's Jewish? Should I try to date her?
Yeah, maybe because she said she's a black Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's what's her politics?
I don't know. She was funny before because she was just like silly and goofy and like black comedy, obviously, but she was funny. But then I don't really know since COVID what.
Yeah.
How she was.
Well, I remember, obviously the 90s. There was,
Oh, is she? Oh shit! Courtney says she's a child predator. Great.
Yeah.
Just like a Paula Poundstone, probably.
Ethiopian Jewish. It's a stoner.
Is that a thing?
We're everywhere.
She explains it in her old show. Now if she's a child predator, and I trust Courtney. I trust Courtney from that.
I think I did remember hearing something about some.
Is she a lesbian? Because lesbians, definitely older lesbian women, they're as creepy as creepy uncles. Okay, let's just say that. If there's an old art lesbian at your public school,
dude, I remember what I was gonna say. I remember what I was going to say like 30 minutes ago about something. It was about how men will give the benefit of the doubt too often, obviously, to females or attractive females. But something that maybe gives me a little hope is that, like, are you familiar with what's that Instagram page, on Twitter page, where it shows like the women who've been arrested and all their mugshotties.
Shotties, yeah, shotties.
Like shotties, yeah. And you'll notice that, a lot of the comments are just funny and just trying to be silly and whatever to get likes and they're whatever. But, once in a while, like you'll get comments where we're like, yo, this bitch is too crazy for me.
Yeah.
Like, so like attractiveness does matter too. Like, the personality matter. Like you can't just give.
I'm sure Courtney's watched it, but I've seen
you
some
are as a
body
person
cam
can
footage.
raise you up or bring you down.
I've seen body cam footage with hot chicks where I'm like, girl, just calm the fuck down, and this will not have to be going this way because they're like, you're beautiful, and like, but they escalate it and they don't, and I'm like, what are you doing? They make it worse and worse and worse and worse. It's like, oh,
men are surprised when attractive women are not further in life than they are in one way or another without having to subject themselves to being exploited. Like I find that way, and I feel like I have that conversation. Is like, why are you where you are at in life and look the way you do, and you're like seem like a semi decent.
well, they're not all like good personality. That's the problem, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just shit happens in people's lives. Thank God I got a little pretty at one point in my life and was able to totally use it to get ahead. But
I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to get pretty.
Yeah.
Use it to my advantage.
I just play guitar. Maybe all like a hot singer songwriter.
Tony
Adam
wanted me to play. I don't know if that's gonna happen tonight. A lot of bitches be crazy. That is a comment we could pull up a lot of different times throughout our conversations.
Not me though.
No. Bitches be crazy.
I'm a little crazy.
Yeah.
It's functional crazy. You have we're women. It's like the thing about noticing the things about yourself that are great, like stupid shit. And it's the same. Like if you can, I'm crazy as hell, but it's always been within check and never been like out
Men
of
will
control.
look over
So.
men will look over so much because the women look.
Yeah, they
it's
will.
crazy. I catch myself doing it or being this way, and it's almost like funny to me because I'll be like, oh, blah 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 blah, and then I'll meet some girl, whatever, like, oh, she's quirky, blah blah blah, and then if she's unattractive, then if she's unattractive, it's like she's annoying as whatever. Get this weirdo, People
like,
are weird.
I'm not that mad about that. I guess I can look that over.
Yeah, we'll overlook
but
things.
some things you can't. But some
That's why you need your friends and your family to tell you. Where's the quote? Where'd it go? That bitch is.
I never talked to my friends. I never talked to friends or family.
That's why you need friends and family to tell you this from time to time.
Well, we're not Jewish. I'm not Jewish, so like family wasn't that. Like I didn't have like a mother that was like. I moved out. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, everybody. I'm not being anti-Semitic. Okay.
What?
But no, when I moved out, I didn't let my family, and I never asked for like dating advice or anything like that.
Yeah,
no. Kind of like. But the example of my parents, I suppose. Yeah, the example of my parents is.
But you had girlfriends, female friends that you probably talk to boys about and be like, yo, that dude is fucking bad news or some shit like that. You ever have?
Yeah, I guess, but
yeah, Forest Mommy just does what Forest Mommy is gonna do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, guys need to be told that bitches be crazy from time to time.
My mom put up with a lot. They'll put up with a lot.
When they're in relationships, when you're in it, you don't see objectively, you don't see clearly, which I guess makes sense. But like,
because sometimes you just want the companionship, or you want and you don't want to mess everything up. You don't want it to blow up, or like you have to change all this.
And it's not all bad. There's a lot of pro. Relationships, etc.
It's understandable, but then it's also like you need to fucking just figure out what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. And if you can't figure that out, I understand people need advice sometimes.
Most things play themselves out, I guess, over time. But breakups happen slow, but usually the person who wants to do the breakup, or I mean, I guess it could be sometimes both people, but people realize that something's not working. So at a moment, you could be like, oh, this is the moment where it's like, oh yeah, I can see, but it doesn't end that second after always.
Yeah. Keep things going.
Yeah. What else be going on for us, Tommy? Things are good.
Yeah, I had to check out. I'm checking out of everything. I mean, I paid attention a little bit today, and tomorrow I'll pay attention a little bit. But I had to check out today, so
checking out. Talking about local stuff.
The politics, It's
I know national. Trump's doing a speech to Congress, I guess, tomorrow. We'll see. Like, I mean, you never know what this guy's gonna say. Like, there could be like
he's a comedian. He's a comedian.
Yeah, we'll see if there's, the world is.
But
interesting.
I paid attention last night. We had my friend Brandon Work, Free State Colorado, does a weekly live stream about the bills coming up and all the state at the state level, and so I paid attention to that yesterday. But then I'm like, and I think. So I was supposed to go testify on Wednesday for a gun ban, a stupid gun bill, and it's almost through. We were really able to testify, and they're going to have a rally, but then they just took it off the calendar again. This is the second time they postponed it now.
That's a good sign.
So
right?
It's a good sign that they're maybe losing support because they have already lost some Dem support. It's on the senators as a Senate bill, and so that's good. But then we're like, I like when we go. Like, I love going down there. So I might go down there Wednesday. So, but I'm like Monday and Tuesday. So tomorrow, and I'm supposedly in a blizzard right now. I haven't even looked outside for real. But I was supposed to clean my sister's house tomorrow too, which is it's near the Forest House. But now that got canceled because the school got canceled already. So I might be stuck here tomorrow. I might not be able to get out of the driveway. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyways,
do you have a doggy with you, or are you alone?
I am alone with a couple Glocks. If anyone was watching this, so I
Well,
got
you're the
fucking
right person
40
to protest
cal and a
that
9
bill.
millimeter
Yeah, you're the
alone.
right person to fucking protest that bill or whatever. You know what I want to ask? Because you guys, y'all are smart. I saw that Melania Trump, she was doing some kind of like discussion about a federal bill or to go through Congress about like banning like deep fakes and fakes of like underage, or I don't know if you know those details, but specifically geared towards like underage girls
Minors.
minors to like forcing companies to take down like public or whatever deep fakes being posted of I don't know if you saw anything about that, or is there any
No, but I
downside?
could see it for minors where I'm like, I know when this all first started coming out, people were like, oh, you can make a deep fake porn. But I'm like, if you have no pictures of your pussy on the internet, it's not going to be your pussy in the AI picture. Okay. It's just going to be what they think your pussy looks like in this porn and put your face on it or whatever.
And that's
So I was
okay
like,
for adults because
it's not, I mean, it's just like, you can't, it's not you. You know what I mean?
I think
I get why people get mad about it.
Sexual harassment,
able
though, is it
to,
aggression?
I think you would be able to do something because it would be using your
Likeness.
likeness. But
Yeah, it
I
depends on
I
what they
also,
do with it, I
Not
guess.
satire. Satire. It's not. That's not what that is. It's something else.
Well, I guess part of me like thinks of it like as a mom. Like, what if somebody got like pissed at me and they were just like decided to like, make this horrible AI version of me, and my kids end up seeing that.
With your big old titties.
That's what's been happening to. I guess that's what's happening to minors, and kids spread it at school, and it looks really rough and fucks with reputations, and it affects how other people behave around a girl or something like that. I have not done the deep dive on this, but this is
so I guess I mean, but see, it's definitely a discussion. I've obviously thought a little bit about it because like people have talked about it, and I've thought about what if somebody just randomly got pissed off at me and like posted that kind of stuff
within circles of your social group or professional organization, and even though it's fake and everybody knows it's fake, it still affects, I think, the way that you'd be treated. And so I mean, sexual harassment.
I think there might be an argument to be had that like you own your likeness. So I feel like
make that shit privately.
If you're I mean it's a definitely a discussion to be had. I remember years ago when like video was getting really big and it was becoming easier to have like security footage and footage in your home. And I remember watching a story about it on the news with my dad, and somebody was talking about how the problem is that the laws and people weren't caught up with the advance in technology. It was all based around
there's a Bitcoin
a dude that was like recording some lady in her home. Yeah, it was all like it, and I mean it's the same thing. Like there's definitely a discussion to be had.
That happened in real estate too, because once people started doing the drone photos of like real estate listings, they would sometimes the neighbor would be naked in the hot tub next door, and it would kind of be in the photo or whatever, and they don't crop it out, and so that was like what they had to like.
The
new technology.
Yeah, how do you handle these things? I mean, my gut or my initial thought is that like I don't see a lot of downside, especially when it comes to the minor stuff, to having this law
with minors.
I don't see this like government is coming in, big government is controlling websites by saying you can't have deep fakes of like. I mean, it just seems like it's sexual harassment, like also anyway. But
and I also think that only people that would want to see that are pedophiles, and I don't think we should ever feed a pedophile.
Yeah, I think even the deep fakes for adults is I think it's wrong. It's wrong.
I mean,
also. Yeah.
Do you remember that whole
Obviously,
child trafficking movie, the Jim Caviezelli or whatever?
I
What
hadn't
was
seen
his
that,
Didn't
name?
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
dudes get busted for?
Well,
child?
no, well, maybe, but I saw a thing where the guy was like, "I watched child porn to get into the character," and it was like, "Wait, what?" Like, I don't remember if that's 100% true or not, but I remember reading that, and it was like, I don't think that's how it works. It's just like, I don't think you do that.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
like too nervous to even
Yeah.
like to do like research on like how do you go about even no, I don't want to even like let's go near any of that. Yeah.
Oh,
You like your cigarettes?
I support the bill.
Oh, you dropped it?
Dude, Melania can do, it just seems like there's no downside to banning that from happening, to that sort of thing happening to minors. It's like the same thing with like, I don't know, some of these other things that like RFK, like to ban certain like, I don't know. Is there like something good about like red 40 and yellow 5 that I need as the part of my diet that like I should be mad? Is he taking away my rights to have certain nutrients that are in those things that I'm
Okay, you want to know what my problem is? Wait, can I say my thing real fast?
Yeah.
My problem, because a lot of people say, and the subsidies for all the shit that they make extra for because they're subsidized. Yeah. But when people say ban, I say, listen, honey, listen, there is a natural hierarchy, okay? And the fact that fat people can get skinny and people could stay skinny, that means not all the food is fucking poison, okay? Not all the fucking food is poison if people can stay healthy. And a lot of it's out of our control. And if you want to make like this is the thing. I'm like, do you need to be told Oreos have extra things in it to know they're bad for you? Like, we know they're bad for you. We know we've already had the listing of ingredients and stuff. Like, we already have this out. It's like real communism. Oh, we need to list even more ingredients or something. Or I don't know. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I understand. I understand everybody's point of view too.
Yeah, no, you're giving the species too much credit for being responsible. What's that, Alice?
I agree with Jess on that one.
No, she's right. But
you have like, we shop at Aldi a lot. We shop at Walmart too, because like Aldi it's a smaller store. You can only get, like, I can't even buy linguine noodles from there. They have like elbow noodles, spaghetti noodle, like it's very basic. But my family loves cereal. I'm not like a huge cereal person. I'll have some once in a while. I'll get a craving for it. But my kids love cereal. My husband loves cereal. We go to Aldi and their brand of stuff, it doesn't have all that shit in it, and it still tastes good, and it's cheaper. Like Fruit Loops, for instance. So Fruit Loops in America are filled like with red dye and all this other stuff. So
Yummy.
At Aldi, they're called Fruit Rounds, and the coloring is beet juice, vegetable juices. That's what they use for coloring. So it's just not all this crap in there. I mean, honestly, I think the safest like American type cereal you can eat is like Rice Krispies. Like those are
the most
the ingredient. Yeah,
Rice Krispies.
But people have the option, and I understand Aldi isn't in every state, but you have the option to buy other food. Like, I buy fruit and fresh vegetables, but guess what? I also buy Doritos and tortilla chips. Like, you can have a balance of things.
Yeah.
If you're filling your house with Oreos, yeah, like, you're a shit fucking parent. Like, but if you have a pack of Oreos, but you also have fruit and all this other stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just like, I just don't think shit should be banned.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm more of like a Republican and a conservative on this issue as I've evolved a little bit over the years than you guys even more. I'm just like, yeah, ban the shit, whatever. People are stupid. They need to be told what to do. And if we could point them a little bit in the right direction, we might as well nudge these morons in the right direction and take away some of the things that are killing them because they're too dumb to make. I mean, the system is working against you. So if there's a small way we're at this point.
asking why, like, because these companies didn't start using this stuff. It didn't start off that way. Like, there wasn't always
Coca-Cola
this shit.
did. Coca-Cola. Did you guys know this? Coca-Cola started as a company because they were making like chemicals for warfare. Did anyone know that? It's a real fucking thing. Michael Shelton.
I know they used to have real
about
cocaine.
Yeah, there seems to be some weird overlaps between what we eat and what we use to clean things with.
They're like, oh, change the chemical a little bit. We can feed it to people.
Yeah. For cheap.
But, yeah.
But yeah, I think you should. I think people need to ask why, like, people, like, companies in America are trying to make shit cheaper and cheaper. Like, it could be because of like regulations and just stupid shit that our government does. And
subsidy. The subsidies should definitely end in every industry for everything. Like, I definitely
Even
am
if
against
they're
that.
even not even going to ban stuff, just having like, I mean, this stuff matters. Like having RFK talk, like the whole like Red 40 and all, like it's becoming more part of our culture, the conversation. So maybe even that
I'm glad
is
people
helpful.
are talking about it.
The Overton window and the cultural conversation, if I could use that term, I think matters and can point people in the right direction. And even if things don't change with legislation, you know, things could improve from that regard. Our population could make better choices. We're a bunch of fat fucks, is what I'm saying, and people need to fucking, I don't know. It's weird how, like, you know, there's just so much
It's their
obesity.
own fault, though. It's their own fault because I will start to gain a little. I know people say, "Oh, you never get fat, whatever," but I feel like my thighs will get a little bit like loose or whatever, and I'll start getting like muffin top, and I realize it, and then I'm like, "Okay, I need to stop doing.
Yeah,
I need to move. It's usually I need to move more. I need to move more, and that's usually what takes care of it. I don't even have to control like my diet at all. I just got to move more. So it's people just like don't pay attention.
The obesity is absurd. Like how some people look is truly absurd. It looks like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like it's just.
Have you seen the plus size park hoppers? This is a YouTube. They're fat, these fatty fat bitches, and they go to Disney and they eat the whole time, and then they say, "Oh, this ride's good and you can fit in it," and they're like, "We're They get sponsored. They're sponsored, okay? And they go, "We're plus size park hoppers, and we love going to Disney," and blah blah blah. And they like check how big you can be to sit in seats and stuff. And it's like, and they're like young. They're not old. Like they're younger girls, and they're huge. They're huge, like huge.
Yeah, this is a problem. This is a cultural problem.
Because they choose to do this to themselves. Okay, so like. Like Hex, he can't ride most roller coasters because he's too tall. But Hex didn't ask to be that tall. He was just born that way. And these fat fucks are like, "Oh, you need to build stuff better for us." No, we need to build stuff better for the taller people who didn't ask to be that way.
And they don't want to get deheaded. They don't want to get deheaded on a roller coaster.
True.
And like, yeah, I've seen those people. They drive me absolutely nuts. I've been at amusement parks where parents can't go on rides with their kids because they're too fat, and I get so mad. I get so mad.
What are you getting mad at?
Because my dad didn't choose to not be able to do that stuff with me. And you're choosing to not be able to do stuff. And you're holding your kid back from doing stuff. Because a lot of it, like amusement parks and amusement rides, like certain rides, you have to have an adult with you, and they're so fucking fat they can't go on this shit with their kids. And
that should be the first scene in the movie about their life, or the first scene in the episode about where they go on this weight loss, where it's like, "Oh my god, I gotta change my weight." Like that should be one of those like rock bottom ish kind of moments for people, like as opposed to like an accepted reality.
I am not the thinnest person in the world. Neither is my husband. We can fit on all the rides. Like, the only
no excuses for people.
Yeah, I get so frustrated about that when we go to amusement parks. Like we went to Great Wolf Lodge and there was this like fat ass dad like in a scooter thing, and I'm just like
everyone does not have a genetic predisposition, illness.
Yeah, where
have a
were
condition.
all these like
people when we were
problems
growing up?
before?
Yeah, no. And ask yourself what's a trend and what is a natural occurrence. That's what I ask myself when it comes to that, when it comes to other social movements in this country and cultural things going on as well. What's natural and what is a trend? Hopefully this is a trend that can be, because trends can be reversed. That's
Yeah.
you know.
And apparently it's a like trying to be fat, trying to be trans.
Is it an evil? Would you say that these people evil that they're enabled, I guess, by like certain these content creators and viewers and people or whoever like promotes it? Like they should be on a journey of like those. That's what's also popular. Like
Lizzo. Everyone made fun of Lizzo, and then guess what? She used to be like, I love being fat. I love, not that I followed it super close. Okay.
Does she take Ozempic? Is that cheating?
No, she actually was. I mean, she may have, but she also was working out, and she like was actually working out to get healthy, and like she showed pictures, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, your butt doesn't go from obese to looking like that unless you're working out. Although she's black, but it's like a nice butt, you know. But
and then fans get mad at that because she's not representing them as much or something like that. But is it
people
really all
got
our
mad
fans?
at Adele when she lost weight?
But are people really getting mad, or is it some small section of the
it's
internet?
self-reflection. It makes them self-reflect and not feel good about themselves for not doing the same thing.
Yeah. That
it's
goes
like
without
that.
saying. Yeah, for the people who are mad. But I don't know. Maybe sometimes like you can have these small pockets of people who are yelling and screaming, and then you have like the other influencers and content creators coming and saying, look at these dumb people who are mad about her losing weight. Look at it. These leftists are so bad, but it's really like these conservative content creators building up a small opposition into something that it's not. Most people don't really give a shit that much how much weight Lizzo loses, but the conservatives will take time yelling about like the people who are mad about her losing weight so they can get content.
I know exactly what you're talking about, like how they show the porn all the time, the conservative ones.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, we're mad about this, and
yeah. They concern, like how you said, they take like this small like fraction and they blow it up. Like just recently with the Super Bowl and Kendrick Lamar, like there was like some conservatives being like, it was the worst halftime show ever. And they're like freaking out. And then like conservative like blogs and fucking news places. Oh, people are saying it's the worst halftime show ever. It's like, meanwhile, this dude's fucking blowing up. He's getting all these views. It's like,
yeah, they're so ready to. The right on content creators could be so like eager to jump down the throat of anything that's remotely seems like it's opposition to what they want in order to get content for themselves, regardless of how big the popular the movement that they don't like or the whatever the view is that that they want to oppose is, how small or big the issue is. If it's a small, like I'm saying, these small issues that only a small number of leftists even feel a certain way about, like the right is willing to blow it up.
Yeah, and like conservatives are just as bad as leftists. Like they are like
reactionary behavior.
Yeah, and they
time on things that are not that important in the long run a lot of the time too.
They fall for it every fucking time. Like after that whole fucking halftime show, they're like, oh, these racist fucking white people, it's like you people just keep falling for this shit. It's like, just, you didn't like it? Who cares? Shut the fuck up. Like Lady Gaga. I fucking hate Lady Gaga. I don't like her. I like one song by her, but her face, just I
Little,
don't.
is she demonic a little bit? Is she witch-like?
Yeah, and I just think she tries too hard. Like she annoys the fuck out of me, right? So you know what I do?
Go to all her concerts.
I,
No, just kidding.
I ignore her. When she did the halftime show, I just didn't watch it.
Whoa.
Watch. When she does stupid shit, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna reach.
I wanna know what Gaga
thinking
song's
that.
your favorite? Paul asked you. What's your favorite Gaga song, Alice?
You and I. And it's so funny because she
I don't even know that one.
at an award show with it, but I love the You and I song. That is, and I don't think she's not talented.
Nice cat, dog.
I don't think she's not. I think she, in ways, she tries to be a lot like this exaggerated version of Madonna. But I think she's more talented than Madonna. I think she has a better voice than Madonna. I don't like her. She did a song with Bruno Mars, and I love Bruno Mars, but when she starts singing, I'm like, ugh.
Hey,
You're
we're all entitled to our
But the
opinion.
point is, if you don't like something, don't give it your fucking energy. Like, who the fuck cares? Oh, I didn't like this halftime show. I couldn't understand what he was
That's
saying.
leftist behavior. That's leftist behavior. That's feminine energy, even maybe a little bit.
And Lauren Bobart was like, she's like, I couldn't even understand what he was saying. It's like, bitch, you got into a fucking car with Kid Rock that one night, and ball with a ball to bang a dang diggy. You're gonna tell me? Oh, I didn't understand what you said.
She got her tits belt up in that theater, which may have been planned. It may have been prescripted, but I'm sitting in her district right now, everybody. I am sitting in Butler's district right now. And all my I haven't met her yet, but all my friends have met her. I want to meet her. I just want to meet her. We like her or
Just
not.
wants to look at her boobs.
She's so tiny. She's like the tiny. Every time my friend posts a picture, like different friends post pictures with her, I'm like, she has got to be like 5 foot. Like, she's so small. That's all. But yes, agreed. Like, chill out, sister. Whether it was fake or real, you got busted with a dude filling up your fucking tits in this fucking like sit down theater. It was like, and like, you were on the end. You weren't wearing a shawl over your slutty ass dress. You should have been wearing a shawl. It's Colorado, for Christ's sake. Even in the like September or whenever it was, like, it's chilly. Wear a shawl. But she was a hoe about it, and you can't judge other hoes. When you be a hoe, you don't get to judge other hoes.
And like, she has kids, and like, listen, I'm not like little Miss Snooty shit here, but the most provocative thing I have ever worn in front of my kids was my vow renewal dress. This is the most provocative thing I have ever worn in the almost 14 years, or a little over 14 years that I've had kids. Because you think about things more as a parent, and like, I don't know, if I were a single mom or whatever she is now. Is she a single mom? And are they divorced?
She was like dating.
Yeah.
She was like just starting dating after her divorce.
Yeah.
She's
Like,
a mom, though.
And you know you're somebody that people like want to go after because you've been so vocal. Like, you know these things. Like, why?
Tony has a question for you, Alice. What's the most provocative thing you've worn away from your kids?
Okay, so I don't really dress like that provocatively at all. I have boobs, everybody knows that. So those like, but I'm not gonna share private time. That was years ago.
Private time closed. Yeah. Private time closed.
Lounge.
Honestly,
lingerie.
that shit is just, it's just like, some of that stuff is just a waste of money. It really is. Like dudes
Lingerie.
don't care. Like
True.
I mean it's I think of like when I do like get dressed up or whatever to go somewhere, and usually that's a wedding or a funeral. It's more for me.
Yeah.
It
I
makes
just
me feel
provocative at
good.
funerals too.
You have to feel good. Like I love lingerie and stuff, but you have to be like feeling good in the moment for it to even like add to your, whatever's going on.
Lingerie. I definitely
Yeah,
thought it was
like-
lingerie or lingerie.
What is it? 90s Burger King uniform. Which is so funny because I was a manager, so I wore like a boy tie, and like dudes find that shit attractive. Like
Yeah, sometimes
You
it's
should make a sexy Burger King outfit for Halloween.
sexy
I have
Burger
sexy
King.
everything outfits, but I don't have a sexy Burger King outfit.
What's one of the more absurd sexy?
Sexy nun. My sexy nun outfit. I love my sexy nun outfit.
Yeah.
I have the best shoes for it. I have the best earrings for it. I look when I feel good, I look good in it.
There's no
Best
outfit that I think a woman could wear for Halloween that has the term sexy and then insert other thing that would not be good. Like I'm trying to think of something, even like
Sexy banana. We have sexy bananas out there.
sexy banana. Yeah, I mean you could get into like some controversial things that maybe
like
sexy
Tony just
Nazi,
said.
etc. Sexy altar.
Yeah, there's sexy Nazis.
Sexy Nazi. Oh, you're sexy nun. I will go with my sexy altar boy outfit. There's got to be something. There's got to be a sexy something that's not sexy.
I just have a million bad thoughts flash just from the class. Because nuns in a convent, those bitches be getting down. Okay,
Yeah,
like
some
those
of them.
bitches
They
are
have
getting
to.
down. So imagine what they do to
So
all the
sorry.
kids, girls and boys.
Deaf, not
Just saying.
not her. How you say that? Deaf, not her. Sexy Nazi. I don't know what else. What else? Sexy anything.
They're sexy everything. So
I know,
sexy
right?
Everything. There's probably sexy Cookie Monster. I mean, yeah, I know there is. There's
Men
sexy
can't really do
everything.
that though. Men, I can't be sexy anything.
Yeah, I can't. Well,
fucking
there's some
weirdo.
dudes out there without being gay.
Yeah,
Can
without
wear,
you can't do it
like,
without being gay. Exactly.
can't wear
Wait,
like a
what
thong and
without
be
being
silly
gay?
about it. I was saying like men don't have as many sexy outfits, right?
Right.
But like they
We're
just can't
deprived.
do that without being very gay. But
Yeah.
men look sexy in like a suit. Or like
Yeah.
like there's other ways men look sexy,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Nuns,
I'm
in the
deprived.
Rumble chat, nuns scissor harder than Fisker.
None scissors
Terrible.
harder than Fisker. What's Fisker?
Scissor brain.
What's Fisker? Should I not be asking that question?
I thought isn't that scissor? That's a scissor brand. Sorry, I'm crunching pretzels, so I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
But it's a scissor brand.
Scissor company.
He says it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why that's.
See, I was smart. I was smart because
Yeah.
I knew that. I was smart that time.
Scissor brands. We know scissors brands. Scissors.
Like scissor me timbers.
Yeah. Scissor
Oh my god,
related.
Stoner sent me this fucking lesbian fucking singing a scissor beat numbers. Like I found the
Why?
You guys like speak the same language because I feel like Farce Mommy understands you when you start to laugh and trail off, and I don't know what the hell she's talking about half the time, but Farce Mommy does know, so I feel like I'm not like fluent.
Yeah.
And
because Stoner just sends Instagram videos after this, and Stoner will send sometimes like 10 things when I haven't even like checked. It'll be Instagram videos. Or
I have
like
other
his
people doing
betting
that,
screens.
performing that role in my life. He sends me some stuff.
Yeah,
he's good.
But stoners are funny. He's not annoying about because some people can be annoying about that, right? But stoner, like you know what you're getting into. It's cool. It's
No, you
fine.
look at
like,
it when you get around, when you catch up.
Yeah.
I tend to sometimes
Yeah.
when I'm laying in bed, I'll catch up on everybody's stupid reels they send me, and then I'll respond to everyone with at least an emoji to confirm.
On Instagram, so many people I don't even know just send me reels. They just send me reels.
You're on a list.
Instagram.
You're on like a list they probably send out. It's like send to separate people. Even when they say something that sounds like that, like they say like this is a great,
It's just all
yeah, we're not as special as I thought. That upset me.
spamming. Good. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even know this you. I don't even know you. And you're sending me like it'll be like I don't look at my Instagram as much, and it'll just be like
I want to figure out if I can share the fucking sister meet ever.
Share it in the you want to share it on here? Share it, throw it in the private chat, and then I could try it. I think you can, and then I just click approve or whatever.
Or you could DM it to Adam.
Yeah.
DM it to Adam in Twitter.
Or can Stoner share the link on here?
Maybe. Sometimes YouTube lets you. It might block some of them, but.
Yes, I forget the.
Meat Cavern says you're crushing that Bud Light. You were crushing. I have like 2 sips left. I have 5 Coronas. That's all I got down here, and I'm like be snowed in with no alcohol.
I'm getting hungry.
You don't even have how many days
I'm
are
hungry.
There? You don't even have.
I mean, we'll see how bad the snowstorm is. I will maybe stay one more night, but I don't need beer tomorrow night or whatever, so that's fine. But I have enough food, thank God.
Yeah, you can send it to me, Stoner. Let's see.
Hey, there you go, Stoner.
On Twitter, if you want. He's on Twitter, right, Stoner? Or no? Yeah?
No, Stoner is stuck to his principles. As soon as Elon bought Twitter, Stoner got off of it, and he has been off of it ever since.
Yeah, he doesn't like Twitter, and he doesn't like Rumble.
Yeah, he doesn't like. He has a Rumble and will.
But he's on Instagram.
Yeah, he's on Instagram. He'll send you so many Instagram videos.
So no Elon, but yes.
Just
the other guy
to him on Instagram.
Yeah,
Stoner.
Zuckerberg. Why is Zuckerberg
it's not
approved?
opening.
What happened?
I don't know.
Why
is that? Def Knockster on the Rumble side.
Yeah.
Is that sign means Corona is better than Bud Light? Is that what he's saying? Is it the right direction for that?
Yeah, Corona is greater than Bud Light.
Then I will agree
Insert
with you.
IQ joke. Insert blonde
And
joke.
I have drank so much of those too.
Yeah.
And Corona.
So
I picked up drinking during Corona.
The only reason I actually drink Bud Light is when I moved out when I was 18, I moved out with my boyfriend and his friend turned 21, and his friend drank Bud Light. So he would go and get a bunch of cases of Bud Light. So I would drink Bud Light. And then when I would go out dancing, when I was in my 20s, you could go up to the bar and get like a mixed drink or a different kind of drink, or you could go to a beer tub girl and they had your basics. And I would get a Bud Light because a Bud Light is what I was used to. So that's all it is. Yeah. But I have drank a lot of Corona thanks to Forest Mommy here, because when we had the vow renewal, she was drinking Corona and a couple other people were drinking Corona, and my cousin went and bought a bunch more alcohol. And there was like all this Corona fucking left over, dude. Like there was so much alcohol left over. But yeah,
I think that whole 2 nights I drank maybe 10 of them, and there was so many more than that. I remember because I couldn't get as drunk because I'm at sea level, so it affects me differently. I didn't like, and it was just I just was getting drunk, so I didn't even need to drink that much. So
I'm worried about going to Colorado.
He Instagrammed you,
right?
Because I'm like, like, how drunk am I gonna get? And is it gonna be not as
It'll
bad?
take.
'Cause I'm-
It'll
'cause
take.
I'm
Actually, it takes
driving it?
less here. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the
You'll be
problem.
fine. We'll be fine.
Because every time I've been to Colorado, I never drank. Smoke a lot of weed. A lot of fucking weed. But I
We
never
do that
drank.
here. We do that here.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. Because like when I went on cross country trips, the first one I took, my friend and I, yes, we're driving to Vegas to visit my sister. And we wanted to like drive through all these states and shit. And yeah, we ended up going to Colorado. And I wasn't even like not to be a dick, but I wasn't like that excited. And then we came around this like bend and I saw the Colorado Rockies and I like gasped. I was like, that is like one of the most beautiful fucking sights I've ever seen in my life. And then like going off and like walking around and yeah. And then I went back a couple more times and I'm excited.
I want to hear it, Adam. I still want to hear
Was that the right video? I think he
Was
said
that the right video?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that was the right video.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Because I saw he said DM your oh yeah, that was the right account. All right, hold on one second. Let me get it back up.
But we couldn't hear the sound.
Yeah, yeah. I thought he sent another video to another.
I actually thought you were just letting me finish and you were going to start over with sound.
Yeah, no, that was the plan. That was the plan. But then I thought maybe I had the wrong video for a second. Let's see if you tell me if you hear this.
I can't hear it. Can you hear it, Alice?
No, I can't hear it either.
It's like muted, but
Yeah, that's
faint.
yeah. I don't know. How do I
You have
Did
it
you share
muted.
sound?
You need to go
Did you
click
share sound?
on that button right there.
Oh yeah.
It's muted. No, go
On
down.
Instagram.
No,
On
I unmuted that before. It wasn't that. It was something else.
But it's muted.
Yeah.
Did you share when you shared screen? Did you share sound or whatever?
Let's see here.
I'm the worst person to ask this shit.
How much fun is everyone having right now? Is this what everybody came here for? Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. To share
Holy shit! It's
audio,
been 2 hours. It's been over 2 hours.
to
Sorry.
share audio, share a tab instead. That's what I'm doing. Share audio. What is this? What's the problem? Why is it not sharing audio?
Oh, I think you need to turn it up.
Yeah, I can kind of hear it.
Yeah. Just realized you can read the words.
I'm sure it's amazing.
Play that in a row on a loop.
It's amazing.
It's still going here. Hold on.
No, I don't have.
How many times did I play that in a row on a loop?
You're fine. We're good.
Yeah. Oh man, that's one. I got to figure this share sound situation.
You're on StreamYard, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, and I'm using Google Chrome because everyone in my life has been yelling at me for using Firefox. It's like I've told them using a flip phone or something.
Oh, Paul. Tony,
AOL.
Tony said, were you guys watching the night we did a correct opinion? And we were trying to set up the phone line. Paul
Yeah.
was trying to set up the phone line and it wasn't working.
Oh, was that the night I was really drunk?
That's
It
why
was
I'm
so-
being more forgiving to
No,
myself.
it works. It works though. It worked last time. It worked perfectly, but it was so funny that show because I was like over half the show. I was just trying to get the stupid phone line to work.
That's why I don't feel as bad having this technical conversation for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Knowing there's been other shows that will spend a lot more time on that. Sometimes you have to like reset the browser to do blah 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 blah. Sometimes you have to
Yeah.
do system settings.
The last time I was on Chrissy, I was on my earphones. First of all, my microphone wasn't working great. And then also my earphones stopped working. I was just like, fuck this. And I would have had to restart my computer and all this. So I was just like, I'm done. I'm tapping out. But it's like technology is just like bullshit sometimes.
Chrome is the worst,
Yeah.
says Def Not Foxer, Def Not Zer. Chrome is the worst.
Brave is the best.
I'm not familiar. Brave.
He says Chrome is the worst.
How's Chrome's worse than Firefox? It seems like for me, Firefox crashes the most. I only used it because all my just the one I used, and my bookmarks happen to be on that one.
That's like a Mac thing, right? That's a Mac thing. It's Firefox, right? Safari's Mac.
I'm on Chrome right now.
Oh, Firefox. I remember Firefox. I remember what Firefox.
I remember members.aol. something dial-up modem back in my day. I like nostalgia, but I keep talking about how you can get lost in nostalgia and it could become counterproductive and not the best use of your time to spend being nostalgic too much.
I think I'm on Chrome right now. Def Notcher's like us. Oh no. Yeah, I think I'm on Chrome right now. Right.
Chrome is the best spyware, meaning for me to be spied on or to spy on others or both.
No,
I've been
to be spied on.
I've been watching Degrassi for nostalgia, and I got a lot of cleaning done. So like, nostalgia.
I was getting some shorts. I was getting Degrassi shorts because you had sent me one or two, and I was getting Degrassi shorts every time I opened up YouTube, and I'm just like, God damn.
You know what I found out about Degrassi that I did not know? So, like how I told you, like I'll just put something on the laptop and I do my clean. It's just like background shit, but I'm still like kind of paying attention to it. So I always felt like I know. So that class with like Paige and Jimmy Drake, right? So like as they start to grow, they start introducing like another generation. And it's
a show for adolescents on Nickelodeon. This was just past my era.
Okay, and that's the thing. It wasn't always
Canada.
Nickelodeon.
It was Canada.
It was run by CBN, and then it went over to Nickelodeon, and that's when they like started introducing trans kids.
I haven't seen any of that shit.
Trans kid.
Yeah, that was like just I was like. I didn't watch a lot of those, and as I was rewatching them, I was like, okay. And then I saw the Nickelodeon thing, and I was like, no shit. But yeah, it was
not Mandy Moore. No, the most famous person who came from Degrassi, which was made in Toronto, and it was the most successful teenage drama show ever. Okay, even more than anything on Disney. And I remember,
and it's been around
earlier
since the 70s.
Yeah, there was earlier ones, and then I randomly saw ones like right when I was graduating high school, and I was way too fucking old to be watching this shit, but I loved it. It was so good.
But dude, the shit they show on there, it should not be kids. But you know what's crazy is that like
it's so good.
I've been watching older shows, and I find myself like analyzing them, right? Like going like. So I watched 90210. So I wasn't allowed to watch 902 when I was younger. But then when I moved out, like 90210 was still on. So I started watching it. I think Degrassi is a better teen drama than 90210, but I'm not sure that we should have been having kids in those situations. The thing with 90210 was they were like adults playing teenagers.
They really looked older.
Yeah, and people were like, there was people that were like, oh, kids can totally relate to the show. It's like, yeah, it's fucking dramatic and people are hot on the show, and that's like why we're watching. But Degrassi, like when I would watch Degrassi when the new one came out, I watched Degrassi when I was younger. I watched the like original ones from the 70s and the 80s that they had. So when I came across it when I was living on my own, I'm like, oh my God, they're doing another Degrassi. And I'm like watching it and I'm like, holy shit, this is my fucking childhood. These are my friends. These are the people that like I grew up with. Like, this is how shit was. Like that, like shit fucking parents. Like, it's so bad. And you know what's crazy? I told my kid to watch this show. And then I rewatched it and I'm like, you're not allowed to watch that show, actually. It's like I told her, I was like, maybe when you're 16, you can watch it and we'll talk. But yeah, no. I mean, but it really hits the reality of how a lot of kids were raised in that time. And
Do
you
your
know
parents,
what?
your kids? I was gonna say, ask if do kids ever like? Do they know about your alternate ego on podcast, and do they ever call you out on it, or maybe for lack of a better term, or like, I know that you party. You know why you so
ego?
Yeah, your alter ego. Trick Mama Bear to fucking bull puffing Bud Light drinking live stream ranter.
So my son didn't even realize
We're being
till a
deprived
couple
of Forest
weeks.
Mommy. I'm sorry, we're being deprived of Forest Mommy laughter because she's muted herself while she's crunching.
I'm being too loud.
Auntie, you're crunching. You're being too
I'm
loud.
crunching. I'm laughing. It's just, I know I sound annoying as it is. And it's
I
just
know.
too
My
much.
my ego is like, oh, I hope Forest Mommy's laughing about something that I'm saying, but it could be like one of
You're
10
so funny, Adam. You're so funny.
Do you
I
think
know,
I
but
have
it
an
could be like 10
alter
other things
ego
going on. It
that
could
my
be
kids
Alice,
don't know about?
Yeah, what's Adam's alter ego?
the chat.
Tony. Tony's calling me a pedophile.
Oh man.
Because I said Craig, because Courtney said Craig was hot, and I was like, yeah, I liked Craig because he looked like a kid. I used to
Adam
You're
asked
saying
me
it from the
school
point of
with.
view of
It's
our
never
younger
called
selves
me
when you
out
say
on
these things.
my alter ego. I have on streams like
Thank
Bud
you.
Light drinking mama. I will I'll say this about my daughter. My daughter tells people I know when my mom has had a few drinks because she started swearing. And if I swear in front of her and I'm not drinking, it's like middle of the afternoon. If I swear in front of her, she's like, "Oh my God, Mom, what's wrong with you?"
And you're not swearing at her per se. You're swearing casually in conversation about like,
Right.
not like raising your voice angry. Like
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't. Yeah,
She just lets it slip. It just slips a little bit.
Yeah, it slips sometimes. But yeah, if we're having like a family gathering or something, and you know, like a few hours in, you know, she'll come walking up when I'm talking, and she'll start hearing me just dropping bombs, and she's like, "Oh, Mom's had a few drinks."
Yeah. They seem fun and well adjusted. That's a compliment to you, because I'm like I don't, you're too strict for me. I'd be afraid. Like, I don't want this. I couldn't live under this roof.
You know what I said to my daughter one time? So by the time I was my daughter's age, my dad was pretty sick, you know, and my parents were going through so much stuff. Like they were going to lose their business. Like there was so much stuff going on. Like it was bad. And I said to my daughter the one day, I was like, my mom didn't have all the time to keep her eye on me. I was like, but I have all the time in the world, sweetheart. So get used to it.
Yeah.
Schooled her. He said, "I'm getting my eyes on you, little. You try and be a sneak. You try and be a sneak, okay?"
Yeah, I mean, I find it so funny, like these parents that are like, you shouldn't go through your kids' stuff, and it's an invasion of their privacy. Listen, this is what my dad told me. My dad told me you can have a journal. You can have a journal to write your thoughts, your feelings, and I will never go through them because you have a right to your private thoughts and your private feelings. But anything else in this fucking house, your notes that I find in the laundry, the telephone conversations you have on my phone, like, no, you have no right to privacy yet, child. No, I don't care. And that's it. I mean, and I agree with my dad. Like, and I've told my kid the same thing. You can have a journal. I'll never go through your journal. I would have to be severely concerned if I did, but your notebooks, journals, your private thoughts you can have. But
it's like a girl thing, I think, almost. I feel like, because I'm thinking about like what my parents were like maybe strict about, and I don't know.
No, my son, I'm more like, do not make me have to go to a fucking emergency room today.
Yeah, when boys fuck up, it's not something you really stumble upon or discover. It's something that's it's an external experience. When a boy messes up something, you will see the mess made in one form or another. When a boy messes up, you don't find something that the boy did wrong by searching the room. Really, it's more like you'll find out when something is broken.
Oh yeah,
you'll in the house, or
you'll see it everywhere. Yeah, boys are
all of a sudden the window's broken, and you're like,
yeah.
How could that? And
what'd you do?
Dear diary, I broke my window
because of my son. We've had broken windows because of him. Like, dude, it's just like when people say to me, boys are so much easier than girls, and I'm like, then your boy's a pussy. Your boy's a fat. Because my son is just filled with absolute testosterone, dude. Like, and he should be. He should be. But like, man,
maybe it's time to look into the trans stuff. Maybe he's got too much. Maybe it's time to explore some alternatives. Have you ever considered that?
That's how people are. That's how these people really are. So you take them to preventative therapy. Never take your kid to preventative therapy. And they're like, "Oh, did you have a hard time? Maybe you're a boy."
I was gonna say, I just, speaking of nostalgia, like I remember like the occasional person that like, or even hearing of the term sex change. I knew it like existed, but it wasn't like this widespread like trend. And I remember there were, other kids, students in my school, and like they were gay, or they were probably gay, or looking back, I realized, oh, they ended up being gay, whatever the case may be. But it was never like, it's no trans people. That's like one in like every county, not like in like fucking
dudes were just a little light in the loafers, and the bitches were dykey, and that was how, like, it was just normal. And but they were their own person. Dude, they were their own person. That was just like that.
That I feel like I'm picturing like a Archie Bunker type character, but it's Forrest Mommy. And that's like the lyrics to the opening song. Back when something, when dudes were, what were they, dykey? Girls
were girls and were men. Some dudes were light in the loafers, and you're like, oh, that guy's just a little light in the loafers.
ChatGPT, rewrite an Archie Bunker opening theme that's taking place in 2025, but the song is that it recalls the 90s sensibilities.
Ain't it crazy that the meathead in that show, like, really, like, he really is that person?
Who?
Rob Reiner.
Oh,
right. But
and like, dude, it's like,
I guess he is, yeah.
Okay, Archie is racist, but so is George Jefferson. George Jefferson is racist too.
I love that you know
And
this
like,
show.
oh my God, I love this show. Okay. And so Archie, granted, he can be racist, but he's supporting your fucking dumb ass while you go through fucking college. You're living the fuck off of him. Like, you're living off of him. So why don't you just like shut the fuck up? Good job.
There was something about Archie Bunker that I think even in the show, not just because he was the more of the main character, that came off, I think, just looking back, more likable than the meathead character, who was
Well, yeah, he was better to his wife. He always took care of Edith. He never relied on anybody else to take care of his wife and his family.
he was a big
You know,
lefty in real life too, though. Carol O'Connor.
he was, yeah,
from
he
what I
was.
understand, but maybe not in the same. I don't know, but maybe not like as publicly as Rob Reiner is to this day, who is even more insane than the character I think ever really was. Even if the character, you know, I didn't always agree with, but
Rob
yeah.
Reiner's a fucking faggot now. isn't he?
Yeah, we're still on YouTube.
Or like he's just an asshole.
YouTube.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
And not he's not a fun kind of faggot either.
He's just like a liberal weirdo that just
Yeah.
he's just like super dumb and,
does.
I love Spinal Tap is like the best movie ever. It's the best. I freaking love Spinal Tap. I love the documentaries. I like the other but the Rob
I haven't
Reiner
watched
stuff,
that movie.
it's so good.
I should watch that.
You think he tweets him or what? Is he still on? He left. Is he on Blue Sky? Whatever, dude.
He probably left. He probably left when like Elon took over or something.
But I think these people do maybe because I guess I'm always curious who has an assistant who's posting the thing, or is it the person posting the thing?
I don't think Elon's posting. I don't think Elon's posting his own stuff all the time. I think
But is he getting?
Elon's creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah,
Freaks me out. Oh my God, he's creepy.
I got a little inside info on Elon and his one baby mama. And it definitely wasn't, this is all I'll say. It definitely wasn't IVF. Okay. It wasn't IVF.
It wasn't. Like,
that's
but
like
the person I'm talking about, he has done IVF. The person I'm talking about.
Why is he doing these IVF procedures?
I don't know. He's just having his fourth kid with one girl who he's done IVF with, I'm pretty sure. And it just got announced, that one. And it was just right after this other drama. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I bounce back and forth between, hey, the guy's doing heroic work trimming the national budget and being the Antichrist who's going to usher in.
Yeah, he could totally be the Antichrist, right? He could totally be the Antichrist. Like, he fits the bill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I'm not crazy.
No.
Yeah, he's like
Trump could be too. Trump could be too.
It's more sophisticated, controlled opposition.
You know what I think of Trump? I think he's just an egotistical, maniac. And I think Elon takes egotistical maniac to a new level. I think a man's ego in ways can drive him to do good things. It matters if he wants to be loved by few or loved by many. I'm kind of drunk. I don't know if that made sense.
No, that was really good. I was like, oh shit, she's dropping it out. I'm gonna have to think about that for myself because I catch myself and my own dumb fragile ego getting the better of me multiple times throughout every day. That's like being a man and being a human. And that's not I don't know. Ego shouldn't be as centered.
I think my husband's ego drives him more to be loved by the few. He wants to be admired by his wife and his children. And I think Trump's kids love him. I think that's partly for his what was his first wife that had Don that had Don Jr.
I don't. I need a tree. I need to.
Okay, and
normalize showing family
that
trees
wife
more.
was. She was a really good mom. But yeah, like Adam's ego will drive him more to be like, I want to be solely admired by my wife and my children. And I think with like Trump, like he does stuff and says stuff to like make him be more loved, and yeah. Because he wants to be like loved by many.
But he also doesn't care that he's hated by many, and that's actually kind of a good thing. And that's it's cool that we have our little niche and our little circle in some weird corner of the internets right now at this moment in time, and are talking about things that probably a lot of people, broadly speaking, may or may not like.
I don't care who hates me. I don't care who hates me. You can hate me. I don't care. I don't care. You can
I'm
dox me.
definitely
You can hate
hated
me.
by people.
Yeah, deep down, I feel exactly the way Forrest Mommy does.
But I like being liked too. Like I like
Yeah,
it too.
yeah. But there's moments when someone doesn't like you or doesn't react positive to you, or it's like you don't like me. What?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a weird
my-
situation where you don't expect
feelings?
it.
Yeah, my feelings. Me? You sure? That's weird. They know that it hurts. But you can't dwell in that. You can't let it consume.
Because I
your
do the same thing to others sometimes, where I'm like, I just don't like you, and there's
Yeah,
probably no
sometimes
good
maybe
reason. There
more
might not
overtly-
even be a great reason, but I just do not like this person, and I
Yeah.
don't need to like explain it any further or
Yeah.
like go any further. And it's just like probably confuses them, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'll do the
ultimately,
best I
just,
can, but
ultimately, live and let live is probably is a
Yeah.
good philosophy, and don't like that. That's the good thing.
thanks.
Like,
Saw says he don't. You are a sweetheart. I think he's talking about me. He doesn't hate me. He thinks I'm a sweetheart. Sorry, I had to just read that.
yeah, I don't, comma. You are a sweetheart. He's talking
Yeah.
about you.
But I have a lot of haters too. But
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, Paul.
Especially
says-
online. Oh, good.
Paul says
Ivanka?
Ivanka, Marla Maples, Melania in that order. I don't. Are those the order of
You
when
mean
he was married to
Ivana?
them,
Isn't
or
Ivanka
ranking?
his daughter? It's Ivana was the wife. Not
Ivana.
Ivanka.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. Some
Yeah, me
blonde
neither.
lady. Blondes. Yeah.
Blondes always have room at the bar. Okay, there's always room at the bar for a blonde. Always. So just saying.
I'm so glad I went that long.
Yeah. How are you guys doing? We've been going 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it's
Yeah, we
earlier
can
in your
wrap
time
it
zones.
up.
It is.
Yeah,
That may not be
it's
the
really
worst
early
idea.
for her. It's almost midnight for me, so that means it's almost 2 there, right, Alice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's wild. I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot to me that you're up and hanging out. I feel like I don't want to wrap it up. I'm like, oh, really? We have to go? I feel like
We
I'm
don't have
fine.
to.
we're not gonna
Yeah,
let's
no.
not wrap it up, but let's wind. How about wind it down? It's a warning that we're working our way towards. You hang up first. No, I'll hang up first.
I love that.
That's you and Paul.
Always. Like I'm always just like, I'm sorry, am I bugging you? I'm talking your ear out, blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll go. Do we gotta go? It's like it's usually my fault, but
Yeah, I'm working on
whatever.
saying goodbye, saying goodnight, these things like this. Even like I have a dimmer on my lamp next to my bed, so like I'll just turn off the light like some kind of maniac. I don't just do that. That's crazy. You gotta dim it every a minute, dim it slowly. Like I guess that's kind of like my natural with the sun and thing. Are you really supposed to go to sleep when the sun goes down? Is that the most
Yeah, you're supposed to
natural way
wake up
live?
and get a lot of sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning. And
That's true, but are you really supposed to go to sleep when the sun goes down? Is that really a thing that you're supposed to do too? As soon as it gets
I
dark?
hope not.
It depends.
I
I bet it depends, like what you're doing.
5:30.
I think people get crazier at night. It's been said like that's when like the old people see ghosts. That's when people seem to drink or do drugs more and party more.
Or people who
Or you
work
don't-
third shift. People who
you don't-
work third shift, you look sick all the time, or you feel like shit all the time, even if you're regular third
You
shift. overnight.
hallucinate at night.
Adam almost worked.
The
third
fevers
shift.
go up at night.
I
People's
kind
like
of
body.
like the second shift. 'Cause he
Yeah.
works second shift now. It's
Everything. it's a yin and yang. Part of the yin and yang of life is the day and nights alternating, and people be getting crazy, and some people be getting crazy during the day too. Yeah,
I don't get too crazy during the day.
yeah. I'm crazy all day
Well,
long.
yeah.
No, I'm good.
Anna, may I ask you a question?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Do you live alone?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
So, like, that background is like your house?
It's a townhouse loft, I guess is what technically.
But like that's all like your shit in the background?
Yeah. You thought it was
That's
green
like
screen or something?
no, like I thought maybe you still live with your moms because it's so nicely decorated.
No. It is
That's
a lot.
sweet.
Well,
That's
some of
sweet.
the stuff you know what it is? Some of the stuff is from a bunch of the stuff on the shelf is from my grandmother. Like these like fucking
Oh,
plates
that
and,
makes
like,
it so much sweeter.
what the fuck she say?
That makes it so much sweeter. It's from your grandma.
A lot of a lot of the stuff. Some of these boxes are hard drives, but like some of that stuff's from my grandma. Some of the stuff's Tedeschi Trucks Band things for my other music podcast. That Jewish plate. This is our door knocker right here. I don't know. It's cool.
No, I love it. That
Yeah.
you like.
Hold on, I
Yeah.
gotta tell my mom I'll be done soon. Mom, I'm yelling across the country to the East Coast.
Seriously, read that in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I could tell that it was going to be an interesting question. The way you were building up to it, you're like, this could go either way, or I'm not sure where this is going or where I'm going with it. But no, I guess that makes sense.
No,
There could be old lady. These are old lady mom things, maybe.
Yeah, it's.
What about these beer cups?
It's like warm. You know what I'm saying? It's like warm.
Oh no, I'm not gonna give a tour of my apartment, but I do like my place. All in all, it's like sometimes I'll be here and I'll have music on. I'll be doing something. I'll be like, oh, I got a nice vibe going here. I create a vibe for myself, and that's like with like
You have a good vibe, Adam.
Yeah, Far's
You have
mom
a
is just
good
talking
vibe.
about like laughter and smile and all this stuff earlier. Like it's part because we were not like we can entertain ourselves. I don't think of Far's mommy as someone who really gets bored all that much. Like even when you're in your solitude,
I'm alone a lot.
What's that?
I'm alone a lot too, so I gotta constantly be
So
entertaining
yeah.
myself.
But it doesn't require a screen necessarily to do that. Like,
No.
It doesn't require anything. Just our own existence, thinking
Just my
about
brain.
some
Just
yeah,
our
our brains.
brain.
Just like thinking about some dumb shit, like one of us said like 3 hours ago or 2 days ago, or a meme.
I think what helps Force Mommy a lot is she has friends that sends her like really cute cat videos.
What about cat
Alice sends me the cat videos. They're so cute.
Yeah, cat videos are good.
Oh, they're so good.
They are.
Cats are good people.
Feels so good.
Oh, dude, and I love like finding like the greatest cat videos. But it's like pure torture in a way because I'm like, I want to adopt more kittens.
Did you see the one? Did you see the one where it was like an older cat knew this baby cat was scared and baby cat was being mean, and the bigger cat like kept getting close to it but not pushing it, and the little cat was and mad, and then like eventually he laid down and the little baby cat laid next to him and was all calmed down and he liked him.
Yeah.
So cute. It was so cute.
Yeah, because it was a
he knew it was helping the other one. He's like, I need to do this to help you, buddy. Just let me do this. And like he you did it just right. And then the little cat was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna lay right by you.
But the older cat was very sensitive about how he went about how the older cat went about
he didn't
helping
fight
him.
back. Like the other cat was hitting him and he didn't fight back or anything. He just like kept like getting a little closer.
It was so sweet. It was so sweet. Oh my god. If I could, I would just adopt them all. Oh my god.
How many cats do you have right now? Do you have a cat? Well, I saw
Okay.
one.
So right
Okay,
now,
so
I have 5 indoor. My 2 outdoor cats have decided they want to live somewhere else.
Yeah.
We still see them around. They still come around.
Other
But
people see them more.
yeah, they go. I think they go to the people behind me's house because they have like chickens and roosters and they have a barn or whatever. But man, like the one cat, so the one we call them the outsiders, and the one cat was named Sue from A Boy Named Sue. If you don't know it,
indoor cats.
no, this is one of our fucking feral cats.
Yeah.
And one day, Sue came back after I hadn't seen Sue for a while, and I'm like, bro, like you're fat as fuck. Like, where are you going?
Yeah, that's not typical for an outdoor feral cat to be fat. That's for some that's for one of these cats. Your indoor cats that watch TV.
This motherfucker to be wanting bites and shit. Like that's why I got these cats. My neighbor's house. Apparently, they just feed these motherfuckers like crazy, and I'm like, no, like that's not why we got them. And one of my feral cats is now an indoor cat, and he's like one of the best cats we've ever had. And he was so fucking feral at one point. Like he attacked my face. Like
you guys spay or neuter a cat like this or
yeah, I got him already spayed and neutered.
Yeah.
So in
feral
our
means
area,
like wild. It means like feral means like they're like kind of like a wild. They have the same genes and they're the same species as a domestic cat, but they're not trained for that.
Yeah, they do very, very poorly, and they can be adjusted to domestic situations, but sometimes it takes a long time. Like
they're like third world cat. They're like third world cats. A first world cat will be like, this new brand of food, I'm not sure if I appreciate it. It's not really my type of food.
They are like that.
I want the organic next time. I saw this commercial earlier today for this brand. I think you should try. A feral cat is like, eats out of a dumpster more, but it's even different than like an alley cat.
Our feral cat that lives inside now has always been the least afraid of our dog. Like he'll go up and give our dog like rubs and head boops and like because that cat's probably like seen coyotes and dealt with like mad shit outside. So he's like, yeah, I'm not afraid of
Night night, Paul. Good night, Paul. I hope you have a good
yeah.
I hope you
good
have
night,
a
Paul.
Great day tomorrow on your sourcing.
Thanks for hanging. I think this is probably my longest stream on my account doing this. Maybe I don't think I've hit the 3 hour mark. You guys are record.
It's longer than Paul and Tony's. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I don't know if we reached 3 hours or I've reached the. Now I feel like we have to.
I'm gonna look.
Go 8.
I'm gonna look.
Minutes longer. Epic. You guys are fun. It's like what you guys
too, Adam. You're so fun too.
I'm not even doing any. I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Adam, you really are my favorite Jew. I don't know if you're Paul's favorite Jew.
Can I get
but you're my favorite Jew.
I want to get a plaque that
or we should have Susie make you a patch that says favorite Jew and it's like the Star of David or something.
Dude, I should have favorite Jew and then I should have build a list of people, and then I like people have
Courtney remembered. Courtney remembers all the people Tony was calling on that on your show. He was calling everyone. He called that person in Texas at Detroit. What's his
the
name?
corrections jail.
Yeah. Chauvin, where Chauvin is. Oh,
Who else did he call? I forget who else he called.
I think he called it. He called
He
it.
just
He called
tried
me
to. He
twice.
called you. He called you. Yeah.
I was on for a second, but then he was just drunk and it was not.
Yeah, he was calling people, and then I'd be like, "Who are you calling?" And then he'd be like, "Say something that made no sense." Gotta go with it. Y'all look crazy.
Your longest
wow.
stream is 2 hours and 55 minutes, which, crazy enough, I was on, but I had to leave because Grayson was sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's your longest one.
Yeah.
For the people he loved?
Yeah.
Or for his other one. For the
just
live
his
stream or
live
recorded?
Yeah.
Just the live streams. And then, but Paul and Tony came in second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I had any recorded episodes either that were close to 3 hours.
That
A couple
long?
over 2 hours, but nothing 3 hours. I talked to this one relief pitcher who played for the Mets, and he had this amazing story, and I just happened to reach out to him. Scott Rice was his name, and he became a major leaguer when he was 31, and which is super old to break into the major leagues.
That's like crazy old.
It's like a record, maybe a record
For baseball.
Yeah.
For the start at major league.
But he never gave up, and he was in the minor leagues going through all this crazy
What was
journey.
his name?
Scott Rice.
Is he
Before
hot?
I was what's what?
They ask, is he cute?
He's married with kids now. It's not
Baseball.
bad looking, but,
Nobody cares.
but yeah, his so many ups and ups and downs. Why did
He
I
looks
bring
like
this up?
he'd have 4 kids. It's all good.
Yeah, I forget why I brought this. Oh, the longest interview. His one
was him.
Was I don't know if his was the longest, but it was definitely one of the longer ones because we talked about it like every year in his the minor leagues, and he remembered details, and his dad pushed him to keep going.
Why he didn't get it that one time, or probably injury sometime, or what?
Like politics, not like politics, but like baseball politics.
Yeah, in the company.
Yeah. Injuries, bad luck. Yeah, man.
Well,
journeys, solid journey, or something. Is it too late to cook a big meal?
I'm gonna make eggs. I'm thinking I'm gonna make some eggs, and I have sourdough toast. I'm gonna make eggs and sourdough toast.
I'm like sad that we can't like hang out. I feel like I feel like now like sometimes the online. I was saying how the in person could feel like an online conversation. Now I feel like the online conversation is like okay, like this
being in person.
Like this stream was like the going out part of the night. And now it's like, oh, we just had a nice stream, so let's go.
Let's go home and eat our snacks.
Yeah, we went out. Like we went out for the night. We did our stream. That was the event part of the night.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
I get it. You should go to Colorado when we go.
What about yeah, maybe? What about the?
Adam might go. Adam, are you gonna maybe come in during
Vegas? Maybe.
Yeah, WrestleMania, which I don't think I'm going to actual WrestleMania, but I'm going that weekend.
What do you do? Not that it might sway my decision, whatever, but what do you're just gonna go to bars or just go walk around casinos?
Yeah, I'm hoping the pools will be open. So during the day, I'll go to the pools if they're open at the MGM, and then I don't know if I'll do shows. We'll go get good food, but I know there will be a handful of people from the ROTC universe there.
Yeah.
At different nights, so a lot of them are going to the WrestleMania, which is at the MGM, I think, on Saturday night. But some of us are going to be there Friday night, so I'm sure we'll meet up. And I think there'll be other people who will be there who won't go to WrestleMania. And so I think we'll figure something else out and then meet up with all them over when it's over.
Full guest passes.
Me?
I don't know how that works. So I might, maybe if I go, I don't know if I'll stay at MA. Maybe I'll stay somewhere else, or we'll see.
Yeah, but we'll hang out. We'll do whatever for the night or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I figure once they're done with WrestleMania, they'll want to go out after WrestleMania, and so I'll probably stay out. And we'll do that. And I've heard that the strip is pretty dead. I've heard so.
I saw someone post about
Find
that,
find
but I'm
like
not
a
sure.
cool bar you can go to.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
I have
showing
no
local
problem finding
media.
fun. Okay, I have no problem finding fun when I'm
Yeah.
out there. Like
I'm
I can go to any
counting
of the
on it.
bars, off strip, on the strip. Like
Yeah, if I just have a drink in my hand and whatever, and just like people watching and hanging out, that's all, whatever. It's cool.
Dude, people watching in Vegas is
oh my god, it's so fun.
It's great.
I was there on New Year's Eve one time, and they were wheeling people out in wheelchairs at like 7:30 p.m. already. Like they were out
Because they're fucked up.
Yeah, they just went too hard. You gotta be careful on New Year's Eve, no matter where you are, let alone Vegas.
I thought maybe because they're too fat, too. But out there in the wheel, what do they call
you're
them?
just
Scooters? The
overdoing it. You're out
Everyone
late,
gets the scooters, even the non. I guess because you travel around with the scooters. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
My sister
walk around
has lived in Vegas for how old am I? 45. My sister has lived in Las Vegas for 35 years. She got married in Vegas. My whole family went out there, right? My dad, who's in a fucking wheelchair, we're out the one night. We're partying it up, whatnot. And this fucking broad comes up to my dad. And she's like, oh my God, you're so adorable. I love that you're just like out, just like having a good time.
She was young.
And oh yeah, she's like maybe like 22 at the most, 23, 24. Like she's young, right? And her tit just totally comes out, right? And she's all up in my dad's face. And I'm kind of walking ahead of my dad. And I turn around and see this. And you got to understand, I'm daddy's girl. Like, I'm daddy's girl. And my dad just looks at this girl and he's like, and my dad couldn't speak very well. And he's like pointing to her. And
her boob hanging out?
Yeah, dude. Her boobs are just totally out, dude. This is my daddy.
She's wasted, so she's not even aware of what she's sloppy.
Totally wasted, dude. Like,
yeah,
just like drunk talking to my dad. And my friend kind of nudges me that I went there with, and I look behind and I see this chick on my dad. And I just walk up to her and I just kind of put my whole arm around her and I'm like, you need to go. Yeah. I'm like, you need to go. She's like, oh my God, I love him. I love him. And I'm like, you need to go.
Well, but I think, I don't know. I feel like even in her drunken state, her messed up state, she sensed something deeper connection with your dad on a deeper spiritual level.
I was nice and as polite as I could be. Yeah.
She made your dad's day. Was he mad at you for chasing her away?
My dad, I think about my dad in that moment, like how sweet he was, like, honey, your boob's out. He's trying to tell her, but his speech is so bad. And he's just like, honey.
I don't know if Forrest Mommy was giggling before at you or me or I. Most likely, I'm guessing this comment by Tony. There goes neighbor in the chat. Damn, I gotta get a wheelchair. Tony, 2 wheels. Some of them have four-wheel drive. Tony 2 wheels. Tony 2 wheels.
Yeah, I guess they do have like other little wheels in the front, don't they?
Yeah.
And I mean,
my hair is so. What is
no,
going
but
on?
I think it transcended. I think it transcended just him being in a wheelchair, making him cute or whatever. His energy, his face, and I don't know. I'm picturing the whole scene going down. I mean,
I'm sure you are.
I didn't mean it like that.
Especially the boobs.
Yeah. Actually, that's the only thing I'm picturing.
Like, like I get it, but you're just like drunk.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's like you're being sweet, but not here, honey.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You need to like
so funny.
It's a bit too much.
It's such a fun,
and like she
funny
was like
scene.
stepping in front of my dad, and he's like trying to like navigate, and I'm just like, girl, like just I wasn't mean to her. I was not mean to her.
No,
was
I
just
can
like,
picture you even just being very motherly, ushering. You
Yeah.
were nudging and ushering. You weren't shoving or whatever.
Yeah.
And even if you're
no,
showing them,
it was just, it was more of a like, keep it going.
Did anyone talk about this after
Like-
the fact, or did everyone just pretend this never happened?
Oh no, we've laughed about that so many times in my family.
Yeah.
Like when my mom found out about it, it was so
I pushed my grandma around in a wheelchair in Vegas. I remember. I think so. I had some wheelchair
Aw.
Vegas experience with
That's
family.
sweet of you.
Wasn't
That's sweet of you.
dude, when you push someone around in a wheelchair, especially like a grandma or older person, everyone looks at you like you are some kind of amazing person. It is so awesome and so cool. Like I can't, like I forget
Saint Adam.
and all I'm thinking to myself, like, this is my grandma. I'm not trying to like fucking push at someone I don't know around, but I try to be nice to the, what do you call them? Wheelchair people. That's not the right term at all.
dude, I think that's why my siblings hate me sometimes, is because like I was like so nice to my dad. So like his sisters who like absolutely
invalids. That's what Tony said.
Invalids. I don't. No, I don't think that those are the terms. But yeah, people look like you like a hero. You. I'm gonna rent.
Retards.
Can you rent? I'll volunteer. I should
rent a wheelchair.
You could rent an old person.
I used to do private elderly care, and she would
Dudes
be
in
on a
LA
walker. Oh, people hated us.
Dudes in LA will like rent a car to impress people, women, whatever. They'll rent
Take
dogs.
an old person out with you. It's not a bad thing, and it'd be nice for them. I'm sure they would enjoy. They would enjoy the experience as well.
Yeah.
Someone's
Well, they
actually
say that
hanging out with them.
I don't know what the term is, but like we all do something. Even helping people is a selfish activity in some regard because it helps.
Well, because it makes you feel good, yeah. But it's like, that's good. That's how it works.
Yeah,
people.
Yeah. I'm gonna take.
I think it should, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel shitty when you're helping people.
Yeah.
Right? That would be weird.
Sociopaths are selfish, but in a different way.
But I think some people like are nice to people for the like praise of it. I'm not speaking specifically of anybody right now.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, it's just gonna happen like that.
There are people who would like do shit like that. They would.
Yeah, it's best. Yeah, they what's the word?
As long as they're not trying to cover up murdering or something, and they're just doing it because they just want attention for it. Whatever. Dumb. I'll gossip with you behind your back with my friends about it. And then,
she will.
It's better when the intentions are coming from the most
spitting my
pure.
food out.
What you got?
It's still the pretzel. I need to get off because I'm like shoving my face full of pretzels.
Yeah, I want some pretzels. Maybe now is a good time to wrap.
I think I just got this bag yesterday, and this is all that's left. Is that much?
Yeah, that's why I don't keep stuff around the house sometimes because I'll just like eat the whole thing of whatever.
I only like them at night too. Like after I haven't brushed my teeth or anything, but usually like after I brush my teeth and get in bed, I'm like, oh, I want some pretzels now, and I'm like, well, it's a pretzel. It's not that dirty on my mouth, whatever. I'll just snack on pretzels for like an hour in bed.
Yeah, there's worse things we could be doing.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm totally it's under control. We're good.
Yeah. It's the crumbs that we have most can be the big
Yeah.
issue too.
Or dropping them on the floor. Like I've already found 10 on the floor just tonight that
Yeah.
dropped. Like,
Not gonna lie, sometimes I'll the next day I'll look at the front seat of my car and I'll be like, wow, what did we have? I like some things that are messy and I eat them in my car. Fig Newtons and stuff, whatever. I don't know.
it's okay. It's crumbly. That's pretty crumbly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about pumpkin pie, my favorite pie? No
That is
reason.
your favorite pie. They like once
I
they
like
like
apple
randomly
pie.
DM me. He randomly DMs me. He's just like, I love pumpkin pie. He'll
Yeah.
just get pumpkin pie in the middle of summer because he loves pumpkin pie.
Yeah, we're all weirdos like we talk about stoner sending reels, but there's
Oh,
like
Courtney said it is good. It is pumpkin pie is good. It's not my favorite, but
yeah.
Adam has a real affinity for it.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
A good homemade pumpkin pie with Cool Whip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be just right.
Whipped cream.
Or whipped cream.
Yeah, so good.
I have found if you get the cloves and you mash them yourself for a pumpkin pie, it's much better.
For the spice.
It does. It just, I don't know. There's something about
Yes,
just like
stoner.
mashing it at home.
Muddling it.
That's a callback talking about forest zombies.
It wasn't.
Well,
That
you
was
were
a really
talking
good
about
callback, Stoner. That was a really good callback. That was
callback.
that
We're
was a
weaving an
great
intricate
callback.
narrative. You may feel like this is off the rails, but get back on. I'll work on my rebranding.
There you go.
Yeah, you should make it, I don't know, like something like off the rails on Monday.
No, my new show's gonna be off the rails.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
how
can't use the same name. Although it would be really
he
funny
needs to
if
think
you
of
did use
something
the same name.
different. He needs to think of something that has to do with Monday.
Well, not all his shows go off the rails either. Like it'll be sometimes a very like intellectual conversation, you know. But then like sometimes it's just depending on who you have on. So what would be a all-encompassing word?
I'll think on this more and see where it goes. People who
should ask ChatGPT or something.
People who inspire us to get off the rails, to go off the rails. I just don't want to change all the. I'm just too lazy to change all the.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Maybe
Paul
we'll
builds all new shit for correct opinion. I'm like, cool, bro. I ain't building new shit for any of my new shows.
Sparkling revel, but you put new. What is? Oh, so you're doing the
Friday night one. It's not on Sibling Revelry and it's not on FAQ.
Right.
It's on a whole new thing. Yeah.
What about the Wednesday? That's the one I was asking.
That's gonna be on FMU. That's gonna be on I'm gonna build it. It'll be my thing. I'm just gonna do it. We're gonna try it out. And this is a perfect time to do plugs. How about that?
Yeah, good idea. Yeah. So the new what's the new show again?
I think it's gonna be called Off the Rails.
Off the Rails, but it's gonna be on your FMU.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm not going to do one every week. It'll just be when I find the people I want to come on and help me go off the rails, basically, because I want there to be a certain vibe about it, and I have to know the persons.
For YouTube at Rumble or just Rumble?
I mean,
it'll be on Rumble.
I can be on there to go off the rails.
Yeah, you're off the rails, candidate.
That'll be this Wednesday. I'm doing it. It'll be Tony. There goes the neighborhood of the 9/11 information show. Tony's coming on, who's also been on People We Love podcast. So I have a feeling there will probably be phone calls. I'm guessing. And then the other guest that night as well is Aspet, who's also been on your show before. I just sniped all these people from your show, didn't I?
No, I got that from you.
I know. I would have said that if I didn't know that. Come on. No.
Yeah.
So it'll be Aspet or Ironlunger.
But I could forget. I could forget, honestly, because it's but it's kind of.
I know you get so intertwined online. Yeah. You get so intertwined after a while. You're like, I don't remember where I met that person, blah blah. So yeah, that's I am pretty popular.
Yeah.
Pretty popular.
But
So
among
that's
two.
yeah.
But yeah, but you should be
Who
yeah.
knows who I am? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Okay.
at this crowd. This crowd.
And then Friday, I'm gonna be on my friend's live stream. His name is Keith Malinek. He has a show on the mic. I've been on it before, but I'm gonna be on it with another girl from Twitter I've never met before this time, and she's gonna be on. And that's this Friday. And I think I'm done for a while. I did one Friday, Saturday, tonight, and then I have Friday, and then doing mine on Wednesday.
Yeah, I
Busy.
appreciate the time.
But I know, and I did it for free.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, you got to put your Cash App in the.
I think I have a catch up, but whatever.
in
Alex's
your-
turn.
that
Plug
should
your.
be my bio,
You can
too.
just talk about whatever too. You don't have to plug anything. I just took over your show. Sorry.
No, it's good. I was asking questions. I wanted to. When you give your plugs, we're all planning our schedules. I joke slightly, but
Yeah, we try to all listen to each other's shit.
yeah.
Here and there,
Pop in,
right?
say hi, whatever.
Yeah, especially the chats. Give it a like.
No, give it
Share
no big whoop, no big whoop. What about you, Alice? Always. Oh wait, no, wait. We'll take a hit and then you got to come up with some cool shit to say. I want to plug
Yeah.
rocket ship
I don't
tomorrow.
have
What's
I
that?
don't have any shit to say.
But you're
That's
smoking
right.
pot, which is cool. I'll
Yeah.
smoke pot too. What cool
Yeah.
people do.
I'll be on sibling rivalry in April at some
That's
point.
cool. I love how they plan so far ahead. I need to do
I
that.
hopefully I'll
may-
be on off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may or may not have a guest next week. So
Maybe
we'll
you want to
see.
explore a solo show. You want to
Yeah.
explore a solo show.
Maybe.
That's all right.
Yeah. That could be fun.
You do whatever. Maybe you can
Yeah.
just play guitar the whole time.
Yeah. That's true. I could do a solo thing where I share videos and hey, look at this person doing a dumb thing. Let's make fun of that for 30 minutes. Then whatever.
Yeah,
Talk
the content watchers. Yeah, it's
Dude.
like a different kind of show when you watch stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm not against that, and I'm just like
No.
lazy and trying to figure out how to get the share screen. It's more like the technical annoyance thing than like
Yeah.
the actual content that I do or don't want to do. But yeah, I could do some music stuff. Variety hour. Adam's variety hour. That's like that's so.
I thought variety shows would be fun because you have someone giving a little comedy, couple minutes. You could have, and then you have skits because some people like do skits. Some people like do. If you had enough group people that we could do like a variety show, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, sky's the limit, but I think it's good to just commit for the time being to the Monday night.
I
thing
think you're
and-
doing great, Adam.
Thank
You're doing
you.
great.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
You're
Yeah.
doing awesome, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, share. Maybe I'll put out an audio version. We'll see if I got the memory in my my hosting account or whatever for our epic. Oh, it's a new month. It refreshes, right? No, but thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everyone in the chat.
everybody.
Good night,
hanging here.
everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Later.